I'm one of a kind, there ain't no one like me. So hard to find, it's the real damn thing. Don't be wasting any time, I got somewhere to be. Always on the grind, yeah, you know me. Hold the crown will be mine, you can call me king. A matter of time for you all love me. Finally at my prime, right where I wanna be. I'm one of a kind, there ain't no one like me.
Put my money where my mouth is, I'ma get it now, kid. Heard around town, this sound is astounding. Feel my heart pounding, bass is surrounding. Think I finally found it, so I'm gonna mount it. Like an ex-girlfriend, I'ma get it back. Make a couple racks as I make a couple tracks. Stay on the attack as I'm writing every rap. In a snapback, black off this coke and this jack. Man, I feel good, dog, I feel good. Woke up a little richer, also with a little wood. If I could teach this shit, man, really wish I could. So listen up closely, I'll give you a push. I raise hell every time my lyrics pop off. I take shots at the haters with a sawed off. Girl, you better keep me up or I'll nod off. One shot, all I got, I will not stop.
I'm one of a kind, there ain't no one like me. So hard to find, it's the real damn thing. Don't be wasting any time, I got somewhere to be. Always on the grind, yeah, you know me. Hold the crown will be mine, you can call me king. A matter of time for you all love me. Find me at my prime, right where I wanna be. I'm one of a kind, there ain't no one like me.
Yeah, it's not enough, man, I want more. I keep on doing business, open every single door. I wanna be the richest, so you see me up on Forbes. I can do this through my music, that's how I even the score. I don't take it slow, man, I want it bad. Every single day, I'll be carving out a path. Like a girl with a tat on her back, all black. I'ma take her right back to my pad where it's at. I don't ever slack off, so you better back off. I'm about to blast off faster than NASA. Everybody stand up, put your fucking hands up. That's the demand, yup. Welcome to the brand, bruh. No, I'm not cautious, I take risks. And no, you can't stop this, I'm too slick. She knows that she wants it, so come quick, baby, know that I'm on it. I don't quit.
I'm one of a kind, there ain't no one like me. So hard to find, it's the real damn thing. Don't be wasting any time, I got somewhere to be. Always on the grind, yeah, you know me. Hold the crown will be mine, you can call me king. A matter of time for you all love me. Finally at my prime, right where I wanna be. I'm one of a kind, there ain't no one like me. I'm one of a kind, there ain't no one like me. I'm one of a kind, there ain't no one like me. I'm one of a kind, there ain't no one like me. I'm one of a kind, there ain't no one like me. I'm one of a kind, there ain't no one like me.
You've waited and waited and waited for the Grindhouse. The gaming Grindhouse has been on hiatus for the last couple of days. But we are here. We're back with a vengeance and with a crew. And it's now Wednesday night, so hit that like button, share it out in case the grinders from Monday are not here. And shout out to everybody that's come on in. Come on in, the fire's hot. We are here. And Dad of War, what's up? VIP Grinder? Yeah, he's on the list. Splits. Herman Holtz doing the splits of quality. You're going to see that quality. I'm going to show it to you. It's not that bullshit coming out of that booty that stinks up the place. It's quality games. And I'm here doing the splits with the VIP Grinders in the club. You keep that booster outside. The booster's out there. And Phil Ness is out there. But you guys are nice and warm in the VIP Grindhouse. Shout out to everybody coming in. Sergeant. Yo, Jiggery Puggery. Carl. Leticus Miniotis. The alarm is on. I put the call out. And I'm going to tell you, you're not going to want to miss this show. We got the guests. we've got the podcasts. Oh man, I've been teasing. I'm excited about what I didn't tell you. I'm gonna tell you tonight. This is not no Phil Ness. This is not no false promises. I got an interview here that just fell upon my subscription feed. Oh, goodness gracious. It's gonna make Twitter seem like the joke that it is. And it's gonna make the fans of a certain brand make you scratch your head and go, ooh, who? What? What's wrong with you? Oh, the cap, man, the hat won't be the size for the 3 C's that are going on after this interview that I got right now. So you hit that like button, share it out because, oh, I got it. Get that clip button ready. I told you to bring in fire because it's been wild. And I want to thank everybody for, wishing me well and all that stuff. Just sorry for that emergency last night. I had to take care of some things. And then Monday was a holiday, so it was I was out at the pool in the lake, and it was hard we were away from the desks and from the podcast. So give everybody that day that we had here. But I told you, I was looking outside the Grindhouse window, and I was like, "Where is he? Where is he?" And I tapped, and I was like, "Zube! Zuby Tech is here. We got him. Huge fan. I've been showing his slides on the show for the last year or so, and got Zuby on the show. Zuby Tech, how you doing? Welcome. I know it's late where you are, and he's burning the midnight oil with the Grindhouse. I want to thank you for coming on the show. Tell everybody how you doing.
Yeah, good. Thanks. Just appreciate the invite. A huge fan of this show, what you do here. So I always watch. Maybe not sometimes always live, but I always watch your show. So I'm a huge fan of you.
No, thanks, man. Thanks. No, man. A huge fan. Likewise. It's awesome to get you. I was like, I got to get you on this show, but yeah, definitely. I know. I try to do it late. Then I'll do some. I know people have been asking me to do some ones early in the day. I'm like, yeah, I got to see if I could work and stuff like that. Maybe I could do an afternoon or something like that, but it just seems like always stuff going on. But definitely, I will try to do earlier shows for you guys out there in the UK and Europe and the other grinders outside of the East Coast and the rest of the 100%.
World. You got fans everywhere.
I can't believe it, man. This is crazy. I started with a microphone, just giving my opinion, and that's all I've been doing. And I want to thank everybody for all their support. And hey, I'm having fun with this. I kind of need this show right now because it's been crazy time for the last week or so, and I needed to vent. So you're gonna get a lot of energy coming your way. So hit that like button. You want to be a VIP grinder and use those awesome emojis that I've been making, the 3 C's, we know what they are, the Kappas, the clowns, and we'll wait for Frog for the final one. But we are gonna, man, we got some things to do. But I want to shout out to all the VIP grinders and the new VIP grinders. Hit that like button, share it out, and you could use those awesome emojis. We got a whole bunch of bootleg Jolds, Halo Rats, boosters, man, because boosters a thing right now. And Zuby's definitely going to talk about it because, everybody's hyped up for Booster. When you can't buy Turbo Man, I never saw in the movie them hyping up Booster sales, but apparently in this world we hype up Booster sales in this place. So, when Turbo Man's not around, I guess you hype up the sidekicks, I guess. But nobody wants Booster. But we'll talk about that because I got some ideas on that. And, you know what? Frog's going to be coming in. I saw Link jumped in, Link jumped out, but that's the way the Grindhouse is. It's a carousel of entertainment that comes in here. But everybody, hit that like button. We're over 100 people. This is going to be wild. Let's try to get over 200. Let's hit that like button, and let's go right to the Grindsboard. Let's go. Woo! All right, yeah, we're getting right into it, man. There's no warm up here. There's no he got two. Oh man, they want the he got two. I don't. Where is my he got two? I got my he got two.
Yes, I'm trying to find a Turbo Man doll. Me too. Do you have any more in the back? What? I see that. These guys are looking for a Turbo Man?
A gentleman dog, yes.
Turbo Man.
Hey, everybody! These two are looking for a Turbo Man!
Shut up, man.
Now, what's so funny?
Where have you guys been? Turbo Man's only the hottest selling Christmas toy ever. But you know what? We got plenty of Turbo Man's faithful saber-tooth tiger booster.
The hype is real.
Where's your Christmas spirit?
The rumors are true. We have received a small quantity of the action figure known as Turbo Man. I am not going to ask you people to be quiet again. Do you hear me? If you're not one of the lucky few, we have plenty of Turbo Man's faithful pet tiger booster in stock.
There's your warm up. I know the hell when I'm talking about booster, we know what we're talking about. So we're gonna start with number one. The topic of the day is Zuby. I know that you put the charts together. Actually, let me see if we got them here. Yeah. So this is the thing: games with gold on repeat. So the games with gold came out, and it has just been oof. I don't even know where to start with oof on this thing, but it's been pretty sad. And one of the things that I was looking at, Zuby, was that Super Meat Boy shows up. And I'm like, wait a second. Now, you got to remember something about myself and the game. That I remember everything. Because as a true Xbox fan, you should. There's no forgetting. And that's probably why the Grindhouse started, is because I remember what was told. I remember what was done. And now that's not being done. And that frustrates me. That's the reason why I do this thing, because it pisses me off, and I have to express that, because you look there and everybody's going, oh, it's so much better now. Oh, after this show, you're going to see why that is crazy talk. But I looked at Super Meat Boy, I was like, wait a second. I remember getting that in Games with Gold a while ago. So I went to the little Wikipedia, and I found out they gave out Super Meat Boy Games with Gold June 2016.
Wow.
They're running out of games, dude. They're running out of games. But this is what they got. So I don't know. Avon Colony. These are the Xbox One games. Avon Colony, Project High Rise Architect Edition, Super Meat Boy, which it is a good game, back when you got it for free in 2016. And then Rascals, which, holy crap. That thing, I think, was like one of those OG original Xbox arcade games.
Wow.
And nonetheless, they drip feed it to you too. So like you have to wait to get Rascals, because you got to wait to June 16th for it. You don't get it in June 1st. Like they should just give this stuff like now and say we're sorry. Instead, you got to get Meat Boy and Avon Colony June 1st, and then you got to wait for hold on for the second half of the month to get High Rise and Rascals. It's an $85 value, $84.96 value. I don't know according to who. They say Super Meat Boy is still $15 to this day. But like, I don't, the Games of Gold thing, which was interesting, is that I was going through the Xbox Wikipedia, right? To like find out with the Super Meat Boy stuff. And I want to show you something if you've seen this. Here's Xbox Games with Gold. Is this the wiki? So what do you think about them re-giving games out, Games with Gold? Like 6 years later. I know it's 6 years, but like...
That's weird. I'm not sure if PlayStation's ever done that, but that is weird. I didn't know that. But they give 4 games, and they're like really... They're probably so cheap now to put into the service, so that's the reason why they've been... Well, they give them away in this... But the strategy is so wrong. Like, they should have combined it with the Games with Gold, with the Game Pass at the get-go, and start from there. They would... I'm not sure how many subscribers there are. I think it was around 15 million Xbox Live Gold members. Like, they should have started from there, and then gave those games away within Game Pass, within the new service, just like Sony did. They revamped it and started. They didn't start from zero.
Yeah, exactly. They started doing this Games with Gold stuff in 2013. And I was looking, and you know, some of the highlights going through this is like, and remember, this is Xbox Game Pass Gold. This is not Game Pass. This is Gold. So this is $60 a month. And I know one of the things that we were saying, what's up, Steady Flow? How you doing? You know, one of the things that I was seeing was that, you know, with PlayStation Plus Essentials, which we got the comparison today, that is a $60 value for those games that they've been giving out. And for the last few years, they've been hitting it really pretty out of the park with PS Plus. We've done comparisons so many times, and I don't even want to compare this to what PlayStation Plus is, but one of the things is that having that at $60 is definitely going to put pressure on, is Xbox Live Gold worth $60? If you're getting those poor games, forget it, not even, like, they're not even known games. They're just so old and just weird, like, games that they're giving you. I said, like, you can't even find these games, like, in the Walmart bargain bin, face down with your feet in the air. You're not going to find these games at all. Skyfall, building houses? What the hell's that game?
Yeah, I've not heard of these games, I'll be honest.
I've not heard of these. This is whack. Like, and not even to compare it against Sony. Let's just compare Microsoft again. Let's just compare Xbox against Xbox. So look at how they started with Games of Gold, right? You got Fable 3, Halo 3, Gears of War, that was in 2013, 2014, Sleeping Dogs, Dark Souls, Motocross Madness, Dishonored, Halo Reach, Battlefield Bad Company 2, Darksiders, Viva Pinata. Man, 2014 was pretty lit. SSX. 2015, Tomb Raider, Sniper Elite, The Witcher 2, Gears of War Judgment, Terraria, Just Cause 2, Thief, Gears of War 3, Crisis 3, Dirt 3. I'm just running through these. 2016, we're doing Dirt Showdown, Gears of War 2, Borderlands, Peggle, Tron Evolution, Super Meat Boy, there you are, June 2016. What's up, Mr. Tennis? Happy Wednesday to you. Forza Horizon, Mirror's Edge, Burnout Paradise, 2016 Games with Gold. 2017, The Cave, I don't know how that is. Rayman Origins, Borderlands 2, Darksiders, Assassin's Creed 3, Bayonetta, Hydro Thunder Hurricane, which I've seen that given out currently within the last year or two. That was also given out in 2017. I think they gave that out a couple of months ago. Now we're going to go 2018. All right, Game Pass is still new. It's not hardcore yet. We're still giving Tomb Raider Underworld, Split Second. We're giving Dead Space 2, Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed, Virtua Fighter 5, Dead Space 3, Stuntman Ignition. Whoa, we keep going. Mercenaries. I remember that game. That was a pretty cool game. 2019, Far Cry 3. It's not that bad yet. Jedi Academy, Star Wars Republic Commando, Star Wars Battlefront 2, Ninja Gaiden 3, Toy Story 3, Castlevania Lords of Shadow. 2019. Now, we start 2020, Tekken 6, Fable Heroes, Lego Star Wars, Castlevania Lords of the Shadow 2, Overlord 2, Sin Mara, Saints Row. All right, we're getting, okay, Full Spectrum Warrior, Lego Indiana Jones, Saints Row, Get Out of Hell. Okay, 2019, not too bad. Now remember, that's 2020. We're going, here it is. This is where things start to take a turn. 2021, we're going to start Lost Planet 2, King of Fighters, Breakdown. Okay. Tropico, Conquer Live and Reloaded with that. Xbox original title, so that one didn't have online. So it was Conquer Reloaded. You couldn't do the live part, which was the new thing in Conquer Live and Reloaded. Unfortunately, that's what they decided to do with that game. Lost Planet, Resident Evil, okay, Rocket Knight. All right, we're getting a little weird now. I'm not picking out some big hits here. All right, now here comes the shit smear. 2022. Radiant Silvergun, Space Invaders, Hydrophobia, Band of Bugs, SpongeBob, Truth or Square, Hydro Thunder Hurricane. There it is. I told you. The Grindhouse never forgets. I told you. They gave it away in 2017. They give it away in 2022. Hydro Thunder, welcome. That was last month's game. Jesus. Am I have a friggin' memory? I got a goddamn memory. Viva Pinata Party Animals, May 16th. Woof. Wow, 2022 is looking not good. And guess what? Price has been $6. And then what's interesting is if you look at those were the Xbox 360 games. Now let's go backwards and look at what they did with Xbox One games, right? So we got Hue. Now this is backwards. Hue, Yoko's Island, The Inner World. These are Xbox One games. Though I read you 360 games. Now we're going to go backwards with Xbox One games. Let's see if you remember any of these. The Flame and the Flood, Street Power Football, Neural Voida, Aground, Another Sight. That's this year so far. Let's see last year. The Escapist, Kingdom 2, Moving Out, Hover, Warhammer Chaos Bane, Yooka-Laylee, Darksiders 3, Planet Alpha, Dungeons 3, Truck Racing Championship, Vicious Attack, Llama Apocalypse, Dead Rising, and Gears 5. Oh, wow. Wait a second. Gears 5. Zuby, do you know why they gave out Gears 5 in February 2021? Because that doesn't fit the mold of the rest of the games they were giving out. Do you know why Gears 5 is in there?
Oh yeah, because the increase, the $120 increase, was it?
Yep. Circle gets the square. That's right, Zuby. There you go. So Gears 5, the outlier, is given as an apology because, that's all Phil does is say, I'm sorry. When they tried to increase in Phil Nescia with the double of Xbox Live Gold, which you still can't buy a year on Xbox. You have to talk to a consultant. Maybe they got to give a finance group or something like that and take out a loan because they won't let you do it on the dashboard. You got to talk to an Xbox checkmark before they allow you to purchase it for $60. So there's the outlier Gears 5. But wait, let's go back. Okay, let's go 2020, right? Bleed 2, Origami Shadow Thing, The Book of Unwritten Tales 2. What happened to the first one? We got Portal Knights, Dunk Lords, Coffee Talk, the Warhammer's back, V-Rally 4, Knights of the... These are Xbox One games. Batman, The Enemy Within, TT Island, Call of Cthulhu's, that one came out. Batman Telltale Series, and that's a whole year of 2020. Jesus. Let's go back. Friday 13th, the games are now on 2019. Gears of War 4, hey, what's up? Hitman, the complete first season. Forza Motorsport 6. NHL 19. All right, okay, we're getting stuff. See what this is 2 years ago. The Technomancer. Planets vs. Zombies. Garden Warfare 2. Bloodstained Curse of the Moon. Celeste. Let's go back now to 2018. Battlefield 1. Never Alone. For Honor. Forza Horizon 2, Smite, Assassin's Creed Chronicles, Super Mega Baseball 2, Super Hot, The Witness, Shadow Warrior. Now let's go. 2017. Gamepass is in its infancy. Let's see. They were playing around. Forza Motorsport 6, The Turing Test, Trackmania Turbo, Killer Instinct Season 2. Woof. And then let's go back. Killer Instinct Season 1 is in 2016. 2015, let's see what they're doing then. Tomb Raider Definitive Edition. Thief. They still don't really do too good in Xbox One, man. Halo Spartan Assault. Crimson Dragon, we're in 2014. Yeah, the Xbox One games are pretty lacking, too. But Jesus. That's $60 a month, everybody. $6 a year, I'm sorry. That's Xbox Live Games with Gold. But you noticed like the names that you're aware of are not familiar in 2021, 2022. Dude, like this is their release. This is what Game Pass, they've shifted their focus to Game Pass. All right? This is what they've done. And it's and they're redoing games now. So I think they're due for a reboot. They got to reskin and redo the base Xbox Live. But that's 2 games now they gave away twice.
Yeah, that's bad. Like recycling games when you've already given it into the service.
Like they got so many games. And what's crazy is that it would be nice because those games are in Game Pass. it's funny is that they don't, like, Sony did this with PS Plus and PS Now. Like, if a game was in PS Plus or PS Now, they might put it in PS Plus. Or if a PS Plus game was in there, it will go to PS Now. Like, so you would see them sharing it. Microsoft is not sharing any of its Xbox Game Pass games, like Master Chief Collection or anything like that in Games with Gold. They're not leveraging those games at all. Like, Sea of Thieves should be in Xbox Live. Why? Well, because Sea of Thieves needs online to play. So if you just get Game Pass with Sea of Thieves, you can't play online without gold. So Sea of Thieves would be a great game to give with Games with Gold because it requires gold to play the game. There's no single player. But that's in Game Pass. So
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense. It's best to streamline it, just like Sony did.
yeah.
Merge it and then put those games into it. And at the end of the day, you can go to your investors, say, look, we've got this many subscribers now. Or even more, like you've got more leverage to publishers. Say, we've got this many players in our ecosystem. Here you go. Here's your audience.
Yeah, like I don't... It's and you're gonna hear like the motif that I'm kind of feeling here is that, and this is what I wanted to convey, is I don't want to see. What I see on Twitter a lot is gamers blaming gamers and fighting each other on this stuff, and I want to focus on this is Microsoft and Xbox starving their fan base, starving their console, starving their subscription service. This is their choice. And we shouldn't blame gamers for that. It's your fault that Microsoft is doing this. Microsoft decided to do this because this is what's best for them. And this is what they wanted to do. And I just want that to be the takeaway message is that listen to what is going to be shown and see how it's not our choice. It's on them who decided to do this for what's best for their business. And their best interest is not the gamer's best interest. And they could have easily, just like what Zuby was saying and I was saying, they could have took Games with Gold and they could still make it an engagement service. It is a horrible service right now. For $60, dude, that thing is not worth it at all. That was one of the biggest hurdles for me when I got my Xbox again to say I'm not paying for gold because just to pay to play online when the same games are free to play online on PC. Like I don't need to play Gears 4. In order to play Gears 5 and Gears 4, I got to pay Xbox Live Gold for a year in order to pay it. Now, if I say I want to do $10 a month, now it's just robbery. Why am I going to pay $10 for a few months of online when it's $10 when for $15 I get Game Pass with it? See the finesse? See that finesse? Oh, yeah. It is the finesse. So pay $60 for it, but you can play the games online for free on PC, but you got to pay to play online. In fact, that's why they got to get rid of gold entirely. And Brad Sands did a video. Okay, sorry, Zuby.
No, I'm just going to say you're totally right. Like, something has to be done. You can't just leave it as it is.
Yeah, you can't. Especially now with Sony doing its thing. It's going to be really hard for Microsoft to justify that low-end cost. And from Brad Sands' last video, I don't think I have it up here, but, one of his things here, let me see if I can get it quickly, but one of his things here is that, and know what's funny is that not a lot of people reported on it. Not a lot of people reported this thing. And here it is. And I'm just really surprised
relatively
that
confident about, at least as of the time of this recording, is that Microsoft is likely going to be shipping this feature, or this tier, I should say.
The family tier, wait.
Xbox Live Gold and Game help keep pricing for things like Game Pass lower than potentially they may be. Okay, maybe there is some merit to that argument. Either way, Microsoft is continuing on its path with Game Pass that is widely believed, and I'm firmly in this camp, that is the best value in game.
No, it's not.
Price.
Not
I
anymore,
don't know if Activision is going to be the trigger to say, like,
there it is.
Make Ultimate the new,
There it is.
Point
So,
where they combine.
Nobody was running with this. This came out March 31st, 2022. All right? Insider, this guy, Brad Sams, he works for Polterot, works on that thing. These guys are connected with, they have some insights on Microsoft and stuff like that. Everybody loved when he was all talking about the S and all this other stuff, but I've noticed like there's not been a lot of quoting him and using him and stuff like, on things. But hear what he says here. Nobody brought this up.
Gold and make Ultimate the new, entry level at $14.99
Oh wait, what was that?
But I don't
Squeeze me?
And as they add more content to it, okay, maybe there is some merit to that argument. Either way, Microsoft is continuing on its path with Game Pass that is widely believed, and I'm firmly in this camp, that is the best value in gaming. And as they add more content to it, they will eventually raise the price. I don't know if Activision is going to be the trigger point where they combine Gold and make Ultimate the new, entry level at $14.99 a month, but I don't think it would behoove many people to say like, yeah, that's kind of justifiable, because at the end of the day, Microsoft does have to make money. They are a profitable company. They do have to show that Game Pass is profitable and driving not just revenue, but actual net income for the service. Microsoft is doing well this generation. It does look like the console sales gap, with the caveat, is actually closing, and many people believe that Game Pass is a driving force of that because it is such a good value. That being said, it's kind of hard to say, yes, they are closing the gap, when it's still really hard to get your hands on either a Series X or a PlayStation 5. You see constantly on the internet, like, they're going to have it in stock, and we're well outside what is typically normal for console shortages. So it's going to be interesting to see how Microsoft, kind of quietly approaches this. We know that a family plan is coming. It is really needed. And many services like Netflix already have this.
I think he says
services to help keep pricing for things like Game Pass lower than potentially they maybe could on their own. Now, Phil Spencer has said that Game Pass is sustainable, but sustainable and profitable are two wildly different things. And I think we can look at the pricing that Sony has done this week with their subscription service to say, like, okay, maybe there is some merit to that argument. Either way, Microsoft is continuing on its path with Game Pass that is widely believed, and
it says, I think he says it earlier. I
I've
want the
heard that
actual quote,
Microsoft
'cause
is
I know he said
contemplating
it.
figure out how to raise the price.
There it is. There it is. I knew it. I knew it. Here it is,
whatever you want
Zuby.
to call it. But you need Gold to play online for most titles. Now, there's some exceptions out there, but most people have Xbox Live Gold attached to their account, and Microsoft doesn't want to give up that revenue, but they also want to get more people into Game Pass. And so what do they do here with this $10 a month subscription for Xbox Live Gold, and they also have a $10 a month subscription for Game Pass? They don't want to just take that money and just push it away. Remember, Microsoft has told us time and time again, judge us on the revenue that we drive through our services such as Xbox Live Gold and Game Pass, so they can't get rid of it. I've heard that they're trying to find ways to contemplate combining these things, and I have a theory. I do have a theory here, and Microsoft is, as we all know, on the verge or on the cusp of acquiring Activision for $70 billion-ish, somewhere around that figure. I think
they want to raise the price.
Exact. Either way,
they want to raise the.
I've heard that Microsoft is contemplating figuring out how to raise the price of these services to include Gold, so that $15 a month is the new baseline, meaning you get Game Pass and you also get Xbox Live Gold, and that's the only tier. It would not surprise me that when Microsoft closes this acquisition of Activision, which is hard to say, that they actually raise that price, that base floor up of how much it's going to cost to get into their service. That is still going to be a very good value, especially if you're somebody like myself who buys Call of Duty. Although this year's
it's
was
not going to be. But there he says it. Microsoft is looking to increase the bottom floor to $15 a month. He says that's a good value. But I would say that is going to fail against what PlayStation's offering, because by PlayStation keeping PS Plus Essentials, $60, that base PlayStation, $60, you get 2 games and you get online and you get the PlayStation Plus collection for $60 a year. That is $60 a year. See, that's Microsoft don't have a yearly subscription for Game Pass. They don't. So when you look at them trying to increase the price to $15 a month, they want to increase that price. They don't want to give you that $5 a month that you're getting with Xbox Live Gold. That's why last year they tried to finesse you and try to charge you double. That's why you can't do a year of Xbox Live Gold, because they want you to be on that monthly one so that Game Pass Ultimate looks like a better deal. He's saying that Microsoft wants to increase the bottom floor to $15 a month and roll in Gold with that. Problem is, PlayStation Plus Essentials sitting there for $5 a month for 2 great games on PS Plus. And let's see, what are they offering for the first month of PlayStation Plus Essentials? Zube! What we get? Look what they got. They got the new Assassin's Creed, Returnal, Red Dead Redemption, Ghost of Tsushima, Death Stranding, Spider-Man Miles Morales. Then they said the games that are coming are God of War. Where is it? We got it right here. Where is it? What are the ones that were true? It was confirmed. Where are they? Oops. Because that's the PlayStation Plus. Well, the PlayStation Plus collection is going to be in the base one. I think that one's going to be in the Game Pass one. But here it is. Where is? I'm going to show you the it was, what's his name? It was Salty that said that the rumors were true. Here it is. Here you go. So you just saw that list of games I showed you, Meat Boys and all this other stuff. Here's your first month of PlayStation Plus Essential, giving you God of War, Shinobi, Naruto, and Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl, the PS5 and PS4 version. Versus Super Meat Boy given to you twice in 6 years, Building Landscapes and Cityscapes 1 and 2. And guess what? You get all these 3 games on day one. You don't have to wait till middle of June to get these 3 games. But you tell me that's $60 a month. $6 a year.
Yeah, I'm a bit shocked. Like you said, just like no one's picked up on that. So, like you said, he's got sources. So, I believe that will happen. Like $15, that would be the new base.
Yeah, that's they want, man. They want that to be the new base price, and and it's evident of it because again, they haven't really made games with gold $60 that appealing. They've been giving you trash games in that service for the last couple of years, and PlayStation's been giving you great games in PS Plus. And look at this. This is the first month of June when PS Plus Essentials, the Plus and Premium start. And here you go. Like they're putting God of War in there. Why is Halo Infinite not thrown in Game Pass? Games of Gold, or Halo Master Chief Collection, Games of Gold. They're leveraging their only first-party games. They don't have that many, so they're leveraging them all in Game Pass. Yeah, boy, it's not a banger. I'm like, this is not like, oh my God, lights out. But compared to Games with Gold, I'm just saying that they're the same service. Games
100%.
with Gold. That's your Games with Gold. Here's your Games with Gold here. All right? At least I know the names. God of War, Nickelodeon, and Naruto. You know Avon Colonies. Project High Rise, Super Meat Boy, Rascals. If you were subscribing for a month, like, I'd rather have games that I've heard of that I'll play. Like Naruto, I'll play that. I have Nickelodeon All-Stars, and I have God of War. Exactly. But if you're looking at it from a perspective of somebody who's subscribing and getting these games, you might have God of War physical version. This is where the service happens to me sometimes. I might have the physical version of the game, and then they show it, they have it in a PlayStation Plus or PlayStation Now. I have it already, but I could go trade it in now because I got the digital version of the game. That's where, even though you play it and you own it, if you don't own it digitally, it actually is great that you go from the physical version. I could trade in, get like $10, $15 for it, and now I have it digitally because I get it with PS Plus. So there's a benefit to putting those games in the service, regardless if you own it or not. If you own it digitally, yeah, it's called that's null and void. But just look at the level. These are the same price services. Best value in gaming. These are the same price services. And you want to talk about the best value of gaming? Dude, here's your Game Pass games. They've been kind of rough this year too. They're getting Assassin's Creed Origins, For Honor, again, I guess. Corvus, which I heard that's pretty good. Space Lines, Ninja Gaiden, and Disc Room. Yee. They better have some stealth drops on June 12th. Because this Game Pass, that don't look like no friggin' $168 a month, $180 a year. But Assassin's Creed Origins is getting 60 frames per second. That's great. But Valhalla is going into PlayStation Plus. Now you want to compare the second tier. Now the second tier, dude, you're talking about PS5 and PS4 games in addition to those PS Plus games. And now you're going tooth and nail basically for with Game Pass. This is going to put pressure on them, nonetheless. Like you see people trying to dismiss it, just like they try to do with Google
You're my
Stadia.
number one customer.
xCloud is the best. Google sucks. Meanwhile, Google's the one that was out already. But everybody just wanted to dismiss them and say Microsoft's the best thing. They just want to dismiss competition. Well, they're trying to do it again with PlayStation Plus, and that's not happening. You can't dismiss your competition when your competition is offering better games and better value. And this is the problem that I said Microsoft had. Because of their lack of making first-party games in the last 5 years, they don't have the content to leverage in a service. So they're in a black hole right now. It's all the games you've played already. Old games, not the games you played in the last year or two. Like games you played 5 years ago, 10 years ago. 360 games, too. They leveraged all that already. Backwards compatibility, all that other stuff. And they're trying to make new games, which is taking forever with troubled development and all this other stuff. And then when they finally drop a game, it's we heard you. We're sorry. We're adding content. Put it on the forums. We're sorry. Here's my video. Scratch my ass. I'm sorry. Like, this is all it is. And you get a bunch of I sorries while you're paying $15 a month. Keep paying, 15. We're sorry. And then they promise you a bunch of logos and stuff like that. You know? There's going to be pressure put on them. And the fact that they have a $60 service in PS Plus is going to put pressure on games with gold and gold in general. And if Microsoft thinks they're going to try to increase those dudes from $5 to $15 without kicking and screaming and losing people to possibly go to PlayStation, because guess what? Those Xbox guys are hungry. You give them a reason to leave their platform, they got boatloads of exclusive games on PlayStation that they could play. And Sony's giving them in their services. You are walking a fine line, Microsoft and Xbox, if you want to think you're going to increase people from $5 to $15 with hopes and dreams. You need to show and you need to deliver. And that's what they're not doing at all. That's the worst case scenario for them. Let me get these super chats. Oh, Cumbuns. Game night goes. I looked at the Shinobi Strikers game on Steam DB, and that game has 1,000+ players. Plus, it has no crossplay. Who knows how many are on console? Dude, who knows? But it's in a service. Value. That's the word of the day. Value. DJ VIP Grinder. Xbox is a scam. Phil, since 2014, has delivered nothing.
Oh yeah, you got me. You got me. Oh man, I hope he don't play that interview because oh no, you're not gonna like what I had to say and what I'm saying now because that filmness was oozing machismo. Oh man, I've been scamming people since I've been an Xbox boss. They love me. They love me. They want to see me. I invited people to FanFest so they could see me talk about games. I'm a winning awards, bitch. Come on now. I bring no games, but I'm winning awards. I'm gonna put that on my mantle shelf next time they interview me. Oh yeah, Phil Ness.
Oh, damn, Zuby, you got Phil Ness. You heard him. He's here. He came. He's like, oh, man, he's Phil Ness and you. He's ready. He's ready, man. He's been scamming people left and right. But anyway, there's Doopy right there. $5 to $10. PlayStation Plus, I'm telling you, they streamlined it. Microsoft needs to streamline games with gold and Game Pass and all that other stuff because they are going to get the pressure put on them because, like I said, when Sony flips the switch, they got the games to leverage the service. You may have played them, you may have not have played them, but that is a beast list that's in there, PlayStation Plus collection, and that's what you get when you leverage the content. That's the point. You have the content.
Just credit to you. You said that months ago when they flipped the switch. I remember you saying that, and now we're on the verge of the new launch. So it's about to pan out in the next few months. See what happens with the PlayStation Plus.
Yeah, I think it's going to be very interesting to see. And it you know, the thing is that it's not insider stuff. It just makes sense. It's like Microsoft has not produced content of quality enough to leverage a system. Like that whole 2016 to to we're waiting for next gen in 2018 and 2019. That whole lack in time gave them no leverage to do remasters now, to reboot genres and to do these things. They've done nothing. And it's been, they bought studios, we got to wait. Hold on to that, because that's the excuse that I've been hearing for the last 4 years. Microsoft is in a better position now because they bought studios to bring you games. And please hit that like button and put a whole bunch of fires in there, because that's exactly what it is. We are better now. Phil saved Xbox because now they bought all these studios so they could bring you games, because before they didn't have the studios. Just keep that in mind when you go on the Twitters and when you see this stuff, because you're going to want to clip this, because I'm telling you, wait and see what I got to show you. So we're going to go. Next thing is the sales. Hey, we're talking about quick W's and all this other stuff. And this is the cuteness of it, because it's like the Cleveland Browns winning like it's like the Cleveland Browns winning like a preseason game and everybody thinking they got the Super Bowl on lock. That's football though, Zuby. That's all football. The Cleveland Browns. I don't know who the worst team is in the UK. I don't know. I don't know who the worst team is in the UK, but if they won one of those exhibition games that mean nothing, that's and everybody's celebrating, ripping their T-shirts, having a parade, you'll be scratching your head going, what the hell's going on with these people? So just think of like one of your bad football clubs winning an exhibition game that doesn't hold on any brackets or any tables or anything like that. But they, because I play FIFA, so I know a little bit about soccer. It's not FIFA anymore, though. But I know about the fixtures. I know all the words, like the fixtures and all that stuff. So they're playing these exhibitions, or they call them friendlies.
Exhibitions, friendlies.
Yeah. So if they win a friendly, your worst football club wins a friendly, and basically they win and they start having a parade or shaking the stands and doing the bonfires.
Oh my days.
That's what we're talking about here. And it's like the other team will be like, what are you doing? You guys, it's like the Bad News Bears, like winning a game. It doesn't, the thing is that there's such desperation for a W. Like they're going like these sales matter. Listen, there was a tweet that I shared out from some person on TikTok. And it was basically, it was like think about two people that have 10 apples, right? Two companies or two people have 10 apples. One person can only sell 2 apples a week because they only could get 2 apples out. The other one could sell as many apples as they want. Well, week 1, dude with the 2 apples can only sell 2 apples. The other dude sells 4 apples. People going wild. Holy God, 4 apples to 2? That guy's he's going crazy right now. Next week, here's the other one. Only could sell 2 apples. The other guy goes, I'm going to sell 6 apples. Oh my God, it's 6 to 2. Oh my God. Well, what happens is that dude now just hit 10 apples in 2 weeks. Reconnecting. There it goes. It came back. It dropped. Don't worry. We're back. So, basically, that other person's selling 2 apples more. But the other dude, he already sold his apples. He leveled off. Now he's selling 2 apples. Now it's taking him longer to get to 10, but guess what? As he's approaching 10, there's demand for more apples. So now he's going another 10 apples. Meanwhile, the other one, he don't do any more apples because he leveled off. He met his demand. So what I'm trying to say, and Zuby, you could tell me if this is what I think is happening. And I know it's really hard to say, but what I do think is happening is that there are more people that they're upgrading to Xbox faster than PlayStation because they don't have the stock. So people are staying with the PS4 or buying a PS4 and moving up, upgrading slower. I think that the migration of the early adopters has extended greatly due to this generation because of the lack of inventory. So where typically you would see sales of like the early adopters kind of scoop up everything in the first year or so, we're seeing that extended because the people that really want the PlayStation 5 can't get it, or really want a Series X maybe can't get it. So they're just satisfying themselves. They're upgrading to the S. also, I think another factor is that the Xbox One is kind of dead. That thing is shot to hell. Like, if you look at the sales of that thing is not selling at all. But the PS4 actually is outselling still the Xbox One. People just going right to the S on that one. So I don't know. Like, do you think they're just upgrading faster? Like, I don't think they're pulling any like Xbox or Nintendo or PlayStation gamers to Series S. Like, I don't think they are. I kind of think that it's basically just Xbox dudes upgrading to the most available console.
Yeah, to be honest, like you hit the nail on the head. Like that period of like switching over, that 1 year period. I think just that has been extended like over 2.5 years, maybe.
Yeah.
Like that. I think people still think is like a switch over next generation from current generation, and that's all it is. Like in terms of the console availability as well. Like at the end of the day, it's got 20 compute units, 24, sorry, and 4 are disabled. So if you have less compute units, the yields will be higher. So that's a reason why the availability is so high. Like the compute units are really low on the Xbox Series S chip, and that's the reason why you're seeing so much inventory of it.
Yeah, it's in my Best Buy. Like, you go in there, it's on the front shelf. Like, it's been there. Like, they are in Target, they are in Walmart. Like, I've seen the S's sitting there. Like, they are plentiful, and everybody's like, well, that's like, that's awesome. Like, basically, that people are buying that because of the price point and because they probably want to upgrade fast. So, like, a lot of people that probably have an Xbox One or a One X, which that was another finesse movement that basically they sold you 2 years, a 3-year lifespan, and they discontinued it. Meanwhile, I think they should have continued the X. Comparing what you see with the Series S, I think the X could at least give you some better fidelity than what the S is doing on there. But the thing is we're seeing these weekly sales from VG charts, like console sales from VG charts, and they're showing in North America too. Like, you gotta remember, like the one that they show in the thing that they show for the Xbox sales, it's Canada, North America, and Mexico, and South America, which South America, Mexico specifically, is very big with Xbox. Yep. Very big with sales. So, like, carrying North American numbers, like, you could say that, there's a lot of sales probably in Mexico and South America for Xbox down there.
Yep.
Too, because it's not just North America. It's all of the Americas and Canada as well.
100%.
So let me see if I get a chart here. What everybody's been showing here. What is it? See, I don't even know the Japanese monthly sales. Like, the thing is I do agree that it was a smart move for them to have a budget console out there. I just wish that I think it would have been better if it was the X on there, like the One X, because I think that one would have been a better transition console than the S, which kind of went backwards. And we already seen in the last 2 years that some developers are not launching with certain features, like a 120 hertz frames, 120 frames on an S, or not really taking advantage of some of the stuff with the Series S and kind of just skipping it and not putting like the options for like higher frame rates or things like that, because their resolutions are really ridiculous. Like, it's dropping, it has some, in order to satisfy some of these higher frame rates, they're dropping these resolutions like 540 and sub HD.
Okay.
It's pretty crazy. And we're doing this already in 2022. Like, it's 2 years in, and already we're seeing the limitations of this console. This console's not holding no 1080p 60 frames, or 1080p 1440p at 60 frames. Dude, it's not like holding those things, and it's just going to get worse as games get more complicated. That is going to be another limiting factor, is that this thing is going to be running games like at sub HD to try to hit some of those frame rates and stuff. And people will be like, I don't care. But one of the things that's interesting, Zuby, is the same people that would said resolution and hyped up the One X and the power and the Series X with the teraflops and we will never be more powerful. That PlayStation is 10 teraflops, can't hold a candle to the Xbox Series X, 12 teraflops of power. That's why we lost last generation, because it was the 1080p versus the 900p. And Phil said we would never have that issue again, so he shipped the One X, and then after he shipped the One X, then he said, I will be on price and competitiveness with power and price, and then ships the Project Scarlet, the most powerful console ever built, with 12 teraflops of Phil Ness and goddamn Hovis methods and VVRs and VAGs and all this DICKs and all this shit that they got packed in this thing that we heard for 2 years before it even got a name. The same people that rub their nipples with the power of the teraflops, bathing in teraflops, said Sony was afraid of PAX because of the 12 teraflops of Phil Ness coming their way. The same people are super excited and hyping that the weakest console of the generation is selling just because it named an Xbox. If I were you, I would, here it is. I'm not even going to waste my voice. I would...
Shut up!
Because you look the fools. The same people hyping up the power of the Series X are excited that the booster of the consoles is selling. Let me ask you a question. You are an Xbox exclusive developer. All right, so I'm going to make a game for Xbox. Okay, well, what's the breakdown? It's 70% of our install base is booster, the Series S, and 30% is the Series X. Do you think that developer is going to want to push the power of the Series X when he sees that the exclusive game that he's making for the console, if there ever is one, which we never, that's the caveat too. There never is a console exclusive game. But if there ever is one under the Phil Ness era, you look at that install base, we're building 80, 70, 30 of the weakest console of the generation is the one that's selling the most. And it's not going to hold anything back. Then tell me why developers are not adding features onto the S. It's already being dropped with certain features or patched in later and things like that. It's not like, why do you want that one to be the reason why Xbox is selling is because of booster? Because I don't understand the logic. This is the desperation for anything positive for Xbox because it's been all negative. And why has it been negative? Because it's been everything but the games. Their games are in hiding. Their games are in troubled development. Their games are being delayed. But Booster is selling because you can't buy Turbo Man. I don't think every kid's going to want a Booster because Turbo Man is out. Give me Booster. Let me rip off his arms, throw him against the wall, flush him down the toilet bowl, and then when Turbo Man's available, I'm going to take Booster to GameStop, all beat up and battered, and trade him in for a clean Turbo Man because that's the console that I want. I wish Frog was here because Frog was telling me his friend at GameStop is saying that they're trading boosters for PlayStation 5s.
Wow.
It's a pacifier. It's a drive-by of a console. It's not meant to be your console of choice. Like, it's meant to be a pacifier to keep the baby from crying. The real deal was the Series X. The power of 12 teraflops. You think 12 teraflops are going to be taken advantage of and pushed to the limits when Booster is selling 70-30 and you're making an Xbox console exclusive game?
Spot on.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're totally right. Everything you said is facts. Like, to be honest, like, sometimes you just don't understand Microsoft because, like, in the 360 era, they had a unified pool of RAM. Like, the RAM was unified. 512 megabytes was unified. And then when the Xbox One came, they, like, put ESRAM in there,
Yes.
which was supposed to, like, make the RAM faster, but it didn't work out, and that's why you saw the 900p resolution. And then they did the same thing with the Xbox One,
Unified
Series
RAM,
X and Series S. Like, you just don't understand these decisions. Yeah, you have cloud, but still you want the console to be as powerful as it can be, and now they've split it twice. Like, they've actually split it on a hardware level, the RAM.
Yeah. Just 3 weeks ago, Zuby. Good. Sorry.
Yeah, and they've split it. So basically, it's two different clock frequencies. So it's double split, and that's why it is. That is the bottleneck. If anyone tells you any different, they're a liar.
Mm-hmm. No, I got it right here. 3 weeks ago from DualShockers, Xbox Series S, and this is not the first. Xbox Series S is a pain for developers due to memory issues, and it says that it's notably that the CPU and GPU power isn't what's been making it difficult for developers. Instead, it's the memory constraints that are posing the problems for developers. Dying Light was released and critically acclaimed for both its gameplay and graphics. However, it was true only for the Series X and the PS5. The scenario that the Series S was totally different. And dudes right here.
We've heard, I mean, I don't want to disappoint anyone in the Series S audience there that watches Digital Foundry, but we've heard from multiple developers that they kind of feel the Series S is a bit of a pain at times. Not the CPU or GPU power there, but it's more like the memory constraints.
And what the thing is that I don't understand is that this talk was the supposedly death of the Xbox One. When Xbox One was the weaker console compared to the PS4, I was there. I heard the excuses of like, hey man, we another 900p. It's the ES RAM, and I heard Albert Pinello, who's no longer there, saying it's not a sprint, it's an endurance race. And you know, it's like you know, we put this Ferrari of ES RAM. Don't worry, it's the secret sauce that they said in 2013. Go back and listen to them. I'm not gonna go back because it's there, and I'll pull it up. I just don't want to waste everybody's time right now. I'll get it for the next one, but. Basically, the RAM, the configuration of this console made it restricting. But supposedly that's the reason why Xbox did so bad against the PS4 and never caught up, because it was the weaker console. And then the Xbox Series X, the One X came out, and that was too late in the generation to really gain any momentum. But they were saving it for this generation. Well, how can you, when you hear this, and he said multiple developers, and this is not the first time, this is not fanboy stuff. They are saying that there's limitations with the Series S. We know this. Why are you celebrating that this console is outselling your most powerful console, and you purchased a new generation of consoles? Like, that's what I don't understand. I don't understand the people that said Xbox lost because of the power narrative, and they will never be undermined again with the One X and the Series X, are happy that your weaker console, the budget console, is the one that's carrying you along. I don't understand why you're excited about that. And on top of that, if Microsoft continues not to deliver content for either platform, those people will take their S and sign up for Game Pass, games they don't own, and easily trade it in. They're not locked into the Xbox ecosystem because they're signed up for Game Pass. Think about what you're saying. You are basically sacrificing the Xbox. Like you're writing its death note. You want people to buy a low-cost console, buy Game Pass. They don't own the games. They bought a piece of shit low-end console just to trade it in and probably get the Turbo Man that they always wanted when PlayStations are available. If they are converts from PlayStation to Sony, I don't think they are. I just think that they're Xbox people upgrading. And because the Xbox is more available, they're upgrading faster than the PlayStation because that's not available. And I think everybody's going to eat a lot of their sales talk. And now, again, this is really silly to talk about because you know, and they say like, before they talk about the sales thing, they go, oh yeah, well, I know it's because of the constraints of the PS5. Stop right there. Because everything you're going to say afterwards, saying that this is great, is going to come back to bite you in the ass, because once PlayStation starts selling, it's going to leave Xbox in the dust. And guess what's going to happen? Phil's going to try to give you another console. He's going to try to sell you some more Kool-Aid.
100%.
Hell yeah. He's that people are not even going to... If the One X lifespan is evidence of how much they really give a shit about Xbox, they killed that thing in 3 years. Meanwhile, they had a launch party like it was the next generation, with celebrities and do we need to see the 3 year life? Like, you know, when where is it? was it Xbox? Was it Xbox One launch party? Where is it? Launch celebration. Where is it? Is this it? No, is this it? Wait, no, wait, no, I have the highlight reel. Look at this. Not that one. You know, this console is this? Oh no, at the store in Times Square. Yeah, no. At Times Square, we gotta see. Hold on, I gotta find this one here. The Rock was there. No, Ronda Rousey was there.
Hey, it's Larry here of Xbox Live's Major Nelson here in New York City, Times Square, for the launch of Xbox One. Check this out.
Oh, that's
we
Xbox
have taken
One.
Over the city.
No. I want the Xbox One X. That's what I want. The One X, not the Xbox One launch. Where is it? Video. Is this it? There it is. Oh my God, please. Don't even start. Where is it? Where's the video? Is this it? Hold on, I'll find it. Where is it? Oh my God, the Kinect launch party. No. I want the launch party of Xbox One New York store. There it is.
Rukari, amazing co-host who's hanging out with some of the world's biggest Xbox
They were playing
fans.
Halo 3
we
at
are
the
here on the
Oh, here he is.
world-famous
He's gone.
Fifth Avenue in New York City at one of the impressive flagship Microsoft stores with this very excited crowd.
This is
waiting to
when
get
power
inside
mattered.
tonight
This is
at
the reason
midnight
why the
to take
PS4
home the most
launched.
powerful
It was about
console
power.
ever made. Now, the first fan arrived here about 18 hours ago, and that is some serious dedication. And we've been here all day with some of our biggest fans, sitting through the rain
Let's
and
not.
shine to meet some of the legends of Xbox that are here today to celebrate this launch of Xbox One X.
3
But
years.
That's not all. That is not it.
Oh, he
The
wasn't
elephant
done.
Arrived and is
Oh,
ready to
they got
fight.
helmets
They're
on.
hanging out
Look.
here with the fans and
Not
trying
my
to get
Master
some
Chief.
more
My Chief
recruits
is
for
butt
their
ass naked. This is not my Chief. That's not my Chief. Wait, where is
Yeah, we
it?
got here.
There he is. Flower ties. I don't want to see this. They're talking about the sound. What game is this? Assassin's Creed? Creed? Look what they got, Conker. That's not Conker. That's a bootleg. That's bootleg Conker. Who's this? Who this? Who that? That's bootleg Conker. You want to know who that is?
Now those two are really lucky, but
Know what that is? That's their launch game for the most powerful console in the world.
Fans watching at home can have their own chance to win their very own.
Do you know who that is? That's not bootleg Conker.
Conker.
That was their launch game. That was Mr. Lucky's Tales. They spent money on the goddamn Lucky Tail costume.
I have right here another Xbox legend, my friend Lucky, who I recently spent some time with entering the Guinness Book of World Records. Shit.
You're fired.
We're ready to do it. Well,
The launch game. Most powerful console. They got goddamn bootleg Conker there.
too much fun. Now, Super Lucky's Tale is brought to us by the developers at Playful. They created Super Lucky's Tale in the spirit of the nostalgic platformer games.
Enough talk. Into the boat. Into the tunnel. Get to the chopper.
And it launches.
I'm done with this shit. Wait, who else have they got there? The bootleg Conker? Who the hell's this guy? These guys are playing old ass Halo. Oh, look who it is!
That patch is already up, featuring all of our games.
Oh my God, he must be talking about Starfield, right? No, he's got to be talking about the only games that they goddamn make. a patch for goddamn Skyrim.
There's a lovely article that tells you about all the things we're doing, but obviously Wolfenstein just came out. That patch is already up, featuring Xbox One X support, The Evil Within 2, Death of the Outsider, which is the standalone DLC with 4K support, as well as Dishonored 2, which came out last year. Elder Scrolls Online, Fallout 4, Skyrim Special Edition. So
you're gonna make me go back into the Fallout world.
So, you know, you're getting 4K support.
This was their launch of the brand new $500 One X, talking about all old ass games with 4K. My ass updates. 4K. Yeah, they were checkerboarded, they were Phil Nesses, they were dynamic resolution there, yeah. But this is it. They had bootleg Conquer, but this only had a 3-year lifespan. They've been talking old games since 2017.
And Shadows. Now, does that mean the game is...
Wait, you want to see who else they got? Look at this. Look at this. Australia, they built an Xbox booth. This is the bull. Look, The Rock was there. Here he is.
Their way to the front desk. They are going to pick up their Xbox One X here in New York. You can see the
this was a mid-gen refresh.
And folks are starting
Look
to
at him.
Here. Phil Spencer himself is here to present the very first person in line with their, you can see a little bit of hug there, a lot of love going around in here. People are just excited to get their hands on 4K gaming. We're here. This day has been, we've been waiting for this day for a long time, haven't we, Graham?
Absolutely. It feels like we've been working this for like 2 years now when we're finally here. It's the midnight moment. The world's most powerful console is here, the Xbox One X. This is great, isn't it?
And
so
I gotta
good
tell
to
you,
see
we've
all the
got
fans
hundreds
coming
of
in.
folks in line. They're starting to come in. They're picking up their consoles.
3 years.
Now, I understand we held a few extra
They're banning this thing in 3 years.
Who forgot to pre-order?
No, can you
Graham,
believe it?
how could you do that? We're getting some great moments up here. Now, I know that, as we said earlier in the show, a lot of folks around the world have already received their
Dude, but you didn't see the entrance, dude. Look how they showed up with the One X.
Right now. So let's get up here. Let's
look how they showed up. Oh, there he is.
Greenberg.
He's gone. Jesus. It's a monster. They got jackets. And the other one's the monster that eat monsters for breakfast and bitches for lunch. This is the finesse of the bull. The power was These guys were most powerful. You heard them. It's incredible that in 2017, this was the talk. And then on top of that, the Series X was the talk. The power. And now, it's all about the S. Boosters holding up the fort. Goddamn boosters holding it down.
Here in New York, you can see
Bootlegs. Busters, bootlegs, and bitches. I don't know what the hell. This is the guy. Jesus. Gee, where is it? Zuby's getting it live.
Hold on.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh, no.
Holy Spirit,
no. Oh, no.
activate. Holy Spirit, activate. 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 Hold on.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh, no.
Holy Spirit,
no. Oh, no.
activate.
Whatever your name is,
Holy Spirit,
get ready for the big surprise.
Activate.
I can't. Ryan, welcome to the Grindhouse. Oh, they took his Xbox away from him, and they're giving him the black. They gave him the wrong one. That's so funny. Anyway, we didn't want him to see any more of this. No more cringe. No more cringe. We're done with cringe. But man, okay. So yeah. Anyway, the sales and stuff like that. Yo, we will see what matters and all this other stuff going on. But we know it's stock issues, right? Zuby, like in the UK. So like they were making a big deal saying that it outsold the PS5 in the UK. What do your stores look like?
To be honest, it's the same as the US. There's plenty of Xbox Series S's, but not PS5 or Series X.
Oh, really? So you have plenty of Series S's in stock, but no X's, not a lot of X's, and not a lot of PS5s.
Yeah.
Oh, so same thing. So the S's are available. So whatever is available is gonna sell, and whatever cannot be purchased when they're all on store shelves, that's when you're gonna see. But again, I just don't understand. Like, I think it's like, oh yeah, I think, all jokes aside, I think that the Series S was a smart move for them, but I don't think it was anything when they talk about moving the industry forward. I don't think the S does that. I think that's where the X and the PS5 are there to bring on next generation. And, I don't think the S is there to move things forward. But I think it was it was a safe net. And I think with the whole thing with the pandemic and stuff, it actually turned out good for them due to availability and getting people in. But as you see with Game Pass, 5 years of Game Pass, 5 years Game Pass has been around. And again, like, that is a long ass time for a service to have a sub 30 million people as of January, 25 million. Like I said, that's not really very impressive growth. And you see this year, really, Game Pass has not been the kind of tour de force that they did. And Phil's kind of saying, like, games still sell even if they're not in Game Pass. Like, I just think that the Game Pass tying to the S really doesn't lock people into the ecosystem, because they are subscribing to they're basically doing low cost of entry, subscribing, not owning games. Like, you want people to buy games from your store so that they get tied into the ecosystem. But if you're paying $15 to just play these games, rental service, these games are not owned, it's easy to just dismiss, like, get rid of it. You're easy to just be like, hey, here's my ass, here's my game, and there's my games. I didn't buy anything. There's nothing that I own on there. I don't know. But, I see Sergeant with the chat, he's saying, like, the numbers, exactly. The hype for the numbers right now, the sales, I think is just kind of, it's silly. And I think it's just something to mention that I think it's just they're trying to jab, maybe because they think they could trigger people going that the S, is outselling. Like, nobody wants the S, but everybody's buying it. And I think that that's false, because the problem is that these other consoles are not available. You see it in your stores. You see what's available. You see what will people buy. So if there's 2-3 consoles. Oh, I missed a super chat? Oh shit. Sorry. I was too busy watching the celebration. Where is this? Game night. He goes, Jez, the games are coming. Didn't you see Ninja Theory use Phil's money again to fly to Iceland to capture reference material and traverse on icy caves? Dude, I saw that. Dude, they're still on vacation. They're still using Phil's money to go on vacation. Taking vacation photos. But, Zuby, I got something to say right now. Thank you to Game Night. Yes, I saw those vacation pictures. I'm going to actually, I'll see if I can pull them up. But you know what? There's the biggest news of the day. Hold on to your jock straps, everybody. The Scorn developer has come out and confirmed they are coming to Game Pass and they're launching in 2022. Anybody? Anybody? Zooey? Anybody there? Chat?
Yeah.
Anybody? Did you hear the breaking news? Like, Scorn, Alien Penis, coming out in October, confirmed. No, they confirmed that it's in Game Pass. So they basically said, guys, our game is coming this year. You don't have to buy it. What a sale. How would you like to work on something 10 years on Alien Penis, and then when it's finally out, basically you get to come out and go like this, guys, it's still coming to Game Pass. You don't have to buy my game, but I'm just reminding everybody that it's coming to Game Pass, so you don't have to buy it. And I worked on it for 10 years making Alien Penises. It's coming. They confirmed it.
Yeah.
Dude, what was that quote? I got it right here. Let's see. Scorn. What did they say?
We're full steam ahead for our release in October, and excited to be able to show off more of the game soon.
Yeah. I think they showed plenty right here. I don't need to see any more. I don't think they need to show any more of this. I saw plenty of Alien Penis. That's more than enough to know where this game is going. This is it. This is what they guys, we're excited that we're coming out this year. Oh shit, pause. The fuck is this shit? Get that shit off my screen. And then they got another guy. There's another clip on the guy taking a shit. This guy, he taking a dump. He taking a deuce. There's alien shits. I don't know what the hell's going on in this game. It might be at the showcase. Everybody's hyped. Look at this. Look at it. Look at this amazing footage. This amazing 6 seconds. I can't hold my excitement. It's coming. Game of the year. Game of the year. I don't know what the hell's going on here. But it's coming. They said it's coming. Where's that latest? They said that, guys... Wait, where is it? This is big news. Big news. Breaking news. They're on track. Scorn game, we're on track. Where are you guys? Launching. Scorn, launch. Where is it? Oh, damn. That's not good news. Any decisions on physical copies? Thanks in advance. We're still evaluating our options for any physical items that may be available. There won't be any additional information on this until much closer to launch. Direct to DVDs. Here it is. This is the big news of the day. We're still on track for this October. In case you missed it, here's the latest Pulse update where we discuss the development progress. Anyway, that was big news. Big news today dropping. Hopefully you see it on June 5th. And this thing, this thing came out. Zuby, did you see Microsoft got caught grabbing ass with HoloLens?
No, I didn't see that.
You didn't see them to get caught grabbing ass? So apparently the dude that makes HoloLens put some porn or something on there and basically was showing it off to the people.
Yeah. I heard of that stuff, yeah.
Yeah. Sounds like, and they here he is. This is what he did. He went in there and he showed, he went like this to everybody. Grabbing ass. He's probably like, no, this is how you control the mouse. Like doing these hand gestures like this. This is how you control it. This is what they call grabbing ass. This is what happened. The guy showed some VR porn or something like that. He came on the stage. Listen, Microsoft is no gem here, and they're gonna go fix Activision with their grabbing ass. Good luck. This is why, and Satya even got called out for some of the bullshit a few years ago in 2014. And the thing is, they're a big corporation. There's a lot of shit going down, right?
Yeah.
To think that Microsoft is the savior and gonna save Activision, and they got their own ass grabbing going on, and that's why they have this very, very aggressive kind of kumbaya stuff, because they're trying to make a perception or an image for themselves, but they know that they got old bullshit in the closet, HoloLens style, going on as well. And for them to think that they're going to take Activision and clean it up, dude, that Activision's a shithole right now. And they're in lame duck period right now. They're making Modern Warfare, and they're on mimosa break. But Mr. HoloLens, which I still don't even know how this guy has a job. HoloLens is dead in the dumps.
Yeah.
This is what they were doing, grabbing ass. I showed the video last week with them showing HoloLens on the E3 stage, wasting our time. But guy grabbing ass. This is how he was showing everybody what he was doing in VR. I don't know, man. Best place to... This is what they were doing. They were grabbing that ass. This guy right here. This is the grabbing ass guy. This is the Windows Phone guy who got a new job because they tossed his ass out. Apparently, Terry Myerson, he got thrown out because he cursed out a whole bunch of people. So it wasn't because he did a bad job with Xbox. It was because he just basically pissed off people. And that's why Phil had to come in and make everybody feel nice and good and good inside. The next topic, this is something, Zuby, that you talked about a lot, is the implementation of the DualSense. Everybody said, that nobody was going to use the DualSense, that it was going to be a fad. Only first party was going to use it. And meanwhile, all these games are coming out and using it as a sales point. Hogwarts Legacy, and then what was the other game? The other game that just announced with it too. That
Garden in between something.
yeah. Like they're using it as a feature set, as a sales point.
Yeah.
So, I'm sure the DualSense is like, do you really like the DualSense, or do you think it's kind of annoying? Do you turn it off?
I love it, to be honest. I've wanted it for years because Apple really used it really well in their iPhones. They call it Taptic Engine.
That.
Yeah, and I really enjoy it. I think it gives so much immersion. Like especially like Return, we can feel the rain. Sifu is similar as well. Like yes, personally, I think it's amazing technology. But yeah, like you said, over almost 300 developer games now support DualSense, so that's just phenomenal. Like majority of it's like third party, so the support's there, and now it's going to be in the PlayStation VR headset and the Sense controllers, so it's just going to increase.
Right? Dude, it's going to be with adaptive triggers and the vibrations in there, man. Having that, I know I'm hyped up for the VR. That's why that show tomorrow, dude, like they're gonna show some VR stuff, and already we saw a sneak peek of what they're gonna show with Horizon, and it looks better than what the video that they're showing. Like, it's crazy. Even the God of War, the same kind of treatment. The trailer that they showed, the recent one, looks better than the one that they shown previously. The games are looking better, not downgraded.
100%.
We'll get into the next one, downgraded Fable. But the DualSense, the thing is that people said that it was gimmick. They thought it was like the Kinect of the PlayStation. And again, another thing that wasn't proven by fanboys. It was proven by implementation and games. It wasn't somebody saying, guys, 12 teraflops is going to change the game. It's going to change the game. The Hovis method, the cooling system, instant resume is going to change anything. No. Nothing has utilized the capabilities of the Xbox. PlayStation has the features, but also the implementation. Nobody talks about and this is the craziest thing. Like, you watch PlayStation shows and all this other stuff. Nobody hypes up the features of the PlayStation because it's just there and they're convenient. But nobody's using it as like how they use quick resume. I haven't heard enough about stupid ass quick resume, which is the stupidest thing ever, because some games don't even support quick resume. More games support the goddamn DualSense than will support quick resume. And what's so stupid about it is that there are features like SharePlay, like the DualSense, the activity cards that PlayStation implemented into the UI that are huge game-changing things that identify the PS5 generation. When a game is a PS5 game versus it being a PS4 game. So when they start talking about DualSense stuff, they're using it as a way to say, this is your next generation experience. And that's what Sony said when they believed in generations. Everybody likes to bring that up. Those are part of the generations, the activity cards, the UI utilizing the activity cards and utilizing the new SharePlay way of like, you could pop it in the corner, you could overlay it, you could overlay videos in the corner, using the hints with the embedded videos to show me how to get trophies, and having those embedded video hints, which is I've been doing with Ratchet and Clank to show places on the map of where I need to go and stuff, using the hints in games. And then on top of that, the DualSense, the speaker, the microphone, the adaptive triggers. That is the next generation experience. That's what defines a PS5 game. People thought that DualSense wasn't going to be used. They thought it was going to be like a Kinect. Oh, nobody's going to use it. Dude, why is everybody using it? And not only are they using it, but they're highlighting the features and capabilities of it to promote their game. That's the key.
Yeah.
Right? Hogwarts was like, you'll feel this and do this, and in Sifu, like, you feel like, and even I play it even in NHL. What's crazy is that when your guy is tired, when your line is tired, and FIFA does this too, is that it locks up. Like you have to force to pass it. Like you can't get a clean pass off because you got to pass with the R2 in hockey.
Yeah.
And when the lines are tied, it gets harder to pass. Now people say turn it off. That's annoying, but it actually is pretty damn cool because it's an indication that I need to switch out my lines rather than going to the visual cue and seeing like, oh yeah, look, they're in yellow. I gotta swap out my line. I know that I gotta swap them out. Or in FIFA, when your guy is injured, the right trigger does not work. Like it locks up, so your guy is limping or he's injured and you cannot run full sprint. Or they're fatigued, their stamina is low. If it's an indication, rather than having a stamina bar show me and flash on the screen, I know by feeling the control that guy is tired, he needs to come out. Just by the feedback from the controller.
Totally, yeah, you're totally right. Just like it's added another level of immersion, another level of like control. Even like Returnal, you got alt fire, like
Yes.
that's just extra button that wasn't there before.
That
so.
was huge. You're right. That is awesome. The fact that they were able to do an alt fire as a half step, that was an extra. You're right. That was like an extra button. Now it took some memory, it took some muscle memory to get used to it. But once you got used to it, that was like you can't do that on any other controller. You cannot implement a second button to the trigger. And it wasn't like you had to hit, because in a traditional game you would need to go probably hit like square or hit triangle to switch out your pistol to like the strength one, or like or use L1 or something like that. This, you just use the same button, you just press down further to do it. And also the gyroscope, that was another thing too, that using that in I don't know if you used it in using that in Gran Turismo. But that's how I play Gran Turismo. I use the friggin' gyroscope and the triggers.
Yeah, I haven't used it personally, but I've heard you say it like on the podcast.
You gotta try it because it definitely works. And like what it does, it zeroes out in the race up, and it is pretty damn smooth. But it is having that with the rumble and the adaptive trigger and brake, and just not using the analog sticks. You get such smoother turns, rather than tapping the analog stick and trying to get that tension right to turn into a turn. Like you could actually turn your wrist. And it may look a little silly, but actually you get smoother turns. I noticed that in my replays. Like in the replay, I'm like doing a little jagged turn sometimes in my wheels. But when you use the motion control, when you're turning it, it's like a smooth turn as if you were using a racing wheel. And they actually have strap-ons for it, where you basically could strap on a wheel to the actual DualSense in the middle, sort of like Mario Kart style, and actually use that as a wheel. But it's interesting because I never really had to hook up my wheel because it kind of satisfies that without having to hook up my whole wheel set to play thing. And exactly, Josh just says it the best. It is the immersion, the 3D audio sound, not some Dolby Atmos tack on that you got to pay $15 for and add it on. It's built in to the actual PlayStation, the 3D audio, not off the shelf Dolby Atmos that you have to buy a license for. Sony built this into their system, and it works. And the sound on the PlayStation 5 you hear it so much. It's so much better than the PS4, and they're gonna implement that with the VR, dude. Like it is gonna be the immersion is there, and that's the big thing that I'm about. Is the immersion. And if anything could pull me into a game, that DualSense, when you have, what the hell was I playing? I was playing Returnal. I went back to Returnal and playing that with the headphones blasting, right? And my headphones, like the Dolby Audio and the DualSense, when the sound, and I remember having this experience when I first played Astrobot. And I had the same thing with Returnal. You just get that kind of weird feeling that you're not where you are. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like you're not in your house, you're not in your couch. Like it's an instant of like you're somewhere else. And I remember I had that experience in Astrobot when I was jumping in Astrobot. I had the headphones on, and I was going through, and you could feel every step and stuff. And a boulder rolled down. I was like on the second map, the grass map, and the boulder rolled down. And I heard it in the distance, and when I heard it go right past me. But not only did I hear it, but I also felt it in the controller. It went from the top to the bottom of the controller. Like you felt the rumble. And not only are you hearing it, but you're feeling it at the same time. And it was just like, whoa, like, dude, that was crazy. It was a stupid thing, like with a ball rolling down. But when you feel it, you felt it and doing that. Like, dude, this is cool stuff. People are like, that's a gimmick. It's not a gimmick. Dude, the whole friggin' Xbox One X was a goddamn gimmick, if you want to talk about gimmicks. We saw the gimmick, them jumping around, dancing around for a goddamn console that had no games. They had bootleg Conker there. You want to talk about gimmicks, don't even start. Phil Spencer's first name is Gimmick. But this stuff is immersion. And this is the things that the PlayStation stuff does to immerse you, in addition to having the best looking games built for the hardware that they created. Like Apple, the hardware and the software are cohesive. Not like Windows. Put that operating system on a goddamn microchip, some bootleg goddamn hardware. That's the difference of the company. Windows, put Windows 11 on a goddamn toilet bowl or the toaster oven. I don't care. And Windows 11 runs on anything. But you go, no. Apple said, no. That's made for iOS. That goes on this device that has this features that will maximize this battery life, and you get gaming optimization. That's why the App Store on iPad it precedes greatly of Android, because Android's that slap it on anything that moves, and Apple is a specific hardware and software. That's what PlayStation is giving you, that software and hardware communication. Yeah, that DualSense does it. Yeah, and the DualSense is the ultimate thing. That I can't believe how Xbox just devolved their controller.
Yeah. To be honest, like it's quite sad that they just added a share button and they said, "Look, this is the new controller." Like, where's the innovation? That was quite disappointing.
Yeah, same thing with the UI, and yeah, the UI again, and this is another head scratcher. 2 years, dude, 2 years, and we have yet to have like updates to the UI. They used to update them every season, like adding new features to the UI of Xbox, adding new Xbox Live features, looking for group, maybe invites, or doing something like, I don't know, doing something, maybe video capture in games, like improving that. That thing needs to be improved.
To be honest, people were saying today on Twitter that they were gonna have because the Microsoft Labs or Xbox controller labs went down, so people were saying they're gonna bring the like Xbox DualSense. So that's what I was hearing.
No, I don't think it's gonna be a DualSense. I have here. I shared that out. It was I was like, this better not be a June 12th announcement, because that's another issue. Like, you know, they're stacking the deck with goddamn June 12th, and you know they have been so quiet that there's so much pressure right now for June 12th for them. I don't know what they can show. Like, you know, I don't know what they're gonna show. But yeah, this is the thing. It's the controller creation. And here's something that I said when they started this thing, dude. I said they might have I think maybe you customize your Elite controller. I don't know. Or maybe they're gonna have a new control, like they're working on a lab tech say it won't be too long, so don't fret. Xbox Design Lab will return soon. I think what they needed to do, and maybe they're gonna make like custom like buttons or something like that. I don't know what the hell they're gonna do. But this is the Design Lab. This is not a new controller. This is a Design Lab. So this is like the things where you could change the colors and order your new controller. What I said they should have done when they first launched this thing, they should have had, maybe if they had the games for it, but basically have games that you could design your controller after.
Yeah.
Like, have like Sea of Thieves, State of Decay, like have special graphics that maybe fans created, fan art, and put that as a skin for a controller, rather than saying I could do a blue, green, red, sky blue, cloud white. Like, instead of doing just colors and color combinations, why can't I make controllers after the games that I love, or the games that I like? Not me, but like people go like, hey, make yourself a Halo controller with like a bunch of Halo fan art, you know, and use that as a skin. Yes, that'll probably be more expensive, but it would be cool to make controllers for the games, rather than just making controllers for the different colors. But, you know, especially with how many controllers they goddamn make. You know, I'm surprised they never evolved the Design Lab to include actually game templates. Like, you know, hey, I could put like a Minecraft one. You know, here's a Minecraft skin. Or you upload a skin from the internet, and basically they'll just like print it on a controller.
Yeah, I don't see no issue in doing that. Like, it probably cost a bit more, but
Probably, yeah, they could just
Yeah.
print it on the controller, like laser print it, and then you can match the colors of the other things. But whatever. Yeah, this better not be. My thing was this better not be June 12th news. They better not take time out of that hour and a half, whatever the hell they have, because they got to show gameplay of games that they announced 3 years ago. But speaking about that, that brings us to our next topic, Zuby. This one here. Fable devs and another Xbox studio having troubles. Brunch time. Yeah. So now Fable comes to the whole thing, and actually this is nothing new because I've said this because this was in the Fable news. Basically, Playground Games does not know how to make an RPG. They made car games. And they're trying to do more with less. Now, coming off of this news, now again, this is insiders. It's so basically what happened with Fable, was my bookmark, is that here's the dev coming on here with a new word of the day, scoping. Oh shit. Scoping, it's normal, necessary, and healthy part of game development. I can guarantee that every single AAA game you've played has gone through some sort of scoping. It's intended to make sure that the teams are focused on the one clear vision and can get it made in the time without killing themselves. I wonder if this was for the initiative. I wonder what kind of scoping they had when they walked out the door. Games that haven't been scoped correctly often have delays and crunch. Oh shit, tell that to Todd Howard. He just delayed 2 games. He needs to get scoped. Both should be aiming to avoid whenever possible. Wow, what insight. I wonder who this person says doing more with less. Let's see where she's from. Oh shit, senior producer on Fable. Uh-oh. 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 Uh-oh.
Hold on.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh, no.
Holy Spirit,
no. Oh, no.
activate. Holy Spirit, activate. Activate. Activate.
Uh-oh. Don't worry about it. It's fine. I'll put on my Xbox hat. Don't worry. Don't mind the man and the woman behind the curtain. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's fine. We just won't see it on June 12th, but it's fine. Don't worry, please. To turn your heads, tip your waiters. Don't look at me. Don't mind me here. Whoa, what's this? Sea of Thieves, Everwild is a real mess. Oh, Jesus. Oh, my goodness. It doesn't end.
Hold on.
When is the game just going to be
Holy
good?
Spirit, activate.
Oh, no.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh, my
Holy
gosh.
Spirit, activate. Activate. Activate.
Mr. Grubbs, Mankind himself, he goes, they've rebooted that thing. They don't know exactly what the state of it is in terms of, like, what they expected it to be. They're still trying to figure it out, and it's a mess. Definitely heard that things have changed a lot. It could have potentially sneak in as a launch title for the Series X. That's how much has changed. Oh, damn. Well, that was bad news. A sneak in as a launch title. Dude, we're 2 years in. We haven't seen Everwild. Oh, damn. Now, Zuby, hear this. Now, Fable. Here's the stuff from Fable. Again, insiders. Here we go. Fable had to be scaled down because the team had trouble building the game on Forza Tech. Zuby, before I move on to this, what other game did we hear had to be scaled down?
Halo.
Yes! Circle gets the square. Zuby 2 for 2. Yeah. Another game had to be scaled down, pulled back, and we'll add later. This sounds like Fable the service game, right? Grinders? Grindsboard is here. Hit that goddamn like button. That first line right there, that is Fable the service.
Never underestimate the power of the Schwartz.
Don't underestimate me. Scale down. Likely using Forza tech. Why not? It works in racing games. It'll work in an RPG. Good luck. The gameplay mechanics they designed cannot be retrofitted into the engine. Somebody needs to be scoped. Didn't have the expertise with the open world gameplay involving the mechanics they wanted to implement, so they needed to bring in more developers. It's likely further away than... Oh, there's the catchphrase. Just keep waiting, just keep waiting, just keep waiting. There it is. Let's see the key terms in here. Like, is this a motif? God damn it. We have Fable had to be scaled down. Keyword scaled down. It's likely further away than people expect, but ultimately nothing to worry about, because this is coming from an Xbox podcast. Colt Eastwood, nonetheless. They always have to add that. Don't worry about it. It's a shit show over there, but don't worry about it. Go back and tip your waiters. This has been rough. Xbox has been a rough state. They've been grabbing ass. They had DRM knocked down. They had the Phil Ness come out, kumbaya. People saying they don't play games, but they love Xbox. They don't even play it for the games. More developers, their whole first party. And as all this shit's going on, this is the thing. As all this shit's going on, they're out there spending $77 billion. Buying Bethesda. 2 games delayed. Then going to buy Activision for games that were coming to your platform anyway. It's not like you bought Bethesda for new games. Starfield was coming to Xbox whether you spent $7 billion or not. What you need to worry about was when Deathloop and Ghostwire are going to come out to Xbox. Starfield was coming. You had $7 billion or not, Starfield was coming. Call of Duty, we know for a fact, was still going to Xbox. They didn't have to buy Activision. For what? Not like they missed out on Wolfensteins or even Crash Bandicoot. They didn't miss anything out. It wasn't like Activision was doing Sony games and they bought them and got all these games. They bought $70 billion of Activision to get the same games coming to their platform. That's been their investment. And while they're doing that, the studios that they built or studios that they purchased are not striving. They're not doing well under the Microsoft money bag. And you know what? When I talk about studios, Zuby, you know that there's one clip that we got to play here. Everybody knows what's going on here. We know who's coming. We know whose fault this is. We know who it is.
Let me see you jump to get a booty. Let me see you jump to get a booty. Let me see you jump to get a booty.
Never gets old.
Let me see you jump to get a booty. Let me see you jump to get a booty. Let me see you jump to get a booty. Now drop.
There he is, Zoobs.
So totally, you're bang on, just like there's nothing wrong with what you say. Like, he's the guy in charge. Surely, when the gaming developing company's making a certain genre of game, surely that's you who decides. Look, this is a racing game. It might not, the engine might not optimize for like Fable or an open world game. That's something he should be aware of. Yeah. Like, come on, you could have moved to Unreal Engine 4. Why were they using the Forza engine? Like, that's something he should have picked up on. Like, that's why I totally watch your show all the time. Like, it's clear and obvious. Like, if a normal person can see that, like, that would be an issue. Like, yeah. Why isn't he picking up on that? Like, it's just mismanagement. That's all it is.
It's what it's all coming down to. Because a lot of this stuff seems like a lack of guidance. Like, what happened with the initiative, what happened is what's going on with this. I just think that it just seems like this lack of guidance. And even with Halo is example number one of a game that they got rid of Chris Lee after 5 years working on this game and just threw in Joseph Staten to kind of fix this thing. And that's not the first time they did that. Joseph Staten got thrown into Crackdown 3 right before that thing launched to try to fix that. Like he's like the patch man. Like just go in there and fix the shit that's going on because they're a mess. And Halo is a perfect example of a studio that just had no guidance. They had no vision. They used to come out with Halo. They used to be seasonal updates. They had map packs ready to go, telling a story. This Halo Infinite has been abandoned. 2 maps in a year, Forge, co-op, replay missions, and campaign. Where's campaign content? It's not like Chief was going all over the place in snow and biomes. He did not. He played in the same. It was the most lackluster campaign I've ever played in Halo. Like it's forgettable. Nothing happened. She landed on a planet and beat up some brutes. Like nothing happened in that game.
Like if it was like one game or even 2 games, but it's multiple games. Like it's not just come out of like Fable or Playground games. Like it is a pattern now. Is an issue. So it's not like 1 or 2 games where you can say, oh look, you can forgive him for that. Like oh this has happened. Game development is not easy. We all know that, but like it keeps on happening with the Xbox Game Studios, and it's the one thing I've always said as well. Like in terms of like the Xbox management, like they haven't changed. Like it's still Phil Spencer. He was the one who launched Xbox One. So if the management don't change, why do you expect Xbox to change? Like those same personnel are still there. With PlayStation side, you've seen them go to PC and other stuff, and they've moved in different direction as well. So that's because the management has changed. So you got to see like if nothing's changing, like the personnel, these problems are going to persist. Like Fable, this was supposed to be such a massive game, like when it was announced. So it's shocking and sad to hear like they're having issues.
Yeah, and you're right. It's like every game, like it's definitely the management of it and the vision and this whole hands-off approach. Like I call it the hands-off ass-first approach for Booty. Basically, it's just they don't have the guidance and directions. And you see, they come up with these words like scoping, and it's like that's so we don't have to crunch and we could do like. I'm sorry, like I'm not here to say somebody has to work until they're like they can't stand anymore, but like. When the product is not yielding the worth that people are waiting for, somebody needs to be held accountable. And if these studios are kind of like going, oh, we're scoping this week, we're not doing those assets, somebody needs to go in there and go, you know what? Herman Holtz does it.
You're not going to have your mommy stand behind you anymore and wipe your little douches. No more complaining. No more Mr. Kimball have to go to the bathroom. Nothing. There is no bathroom.
Exactly. That's how Herman Holtz walks into his studios. They're like, we're scoping today.
It's my trade. I remember.
We're scoping. And they're like, you're not scoping shit. I want to see this thing. That's Booty comes in there. And then when Booty comes to talk, they go,
I do not want to touch his ass. I want to make him talk. Okay?
Or maybe that's the HoloLens guy. I don't know. Maybe that's the HoloLens guy.
You're not going to have your mommy stand behind you anymore and wipe your little douches. No more complaining. No more Mr. Kimball have to go to the bathroom. Nothing. There is no bathroom.
So, like, you need somebody in there to kind of steer the ship. And you look at the list. Fable, Hellblade 2, Elder Scrolls 6, when's that? Avowed, Perfect Dark, State of Decay 3. That was another State of Decay, State of Help. That's another studio that had some grab ass and problems going on there. Everwild, who knows? Starfield, Redfall. They're going to show gameplay, but the game's not coming out till next year within the window of 6 months. Good luck. Project Mara, The Steps. I don't know where The Steps are. That was supposed to be some sort of intervention demo type thing. It wasn't even a game. I don't know why people even had that on a list. Grounded, that's coming out of beta after 2 years. We find out why they're fucking small. That's great. I can't wait. This is the stuff that's going on here. There is a lot of issues with the studios that they already own and already have. But they're buying more. And the problem is that they're not showing the games. That's why this June 12th showcase needs to be a showcase of saying, guys, here are the games, here it is. And get people hyped from the gameplay. Don't show screenshots. Don't sit down with a developer and ask me how the violins go in the background. No. Show the games. Show the gameplay. Show us what is coming to your platform. It's the easiest, it should be the simplest thing to do. You make a gaming platform, you show the games. It's been so difficult for them to do that in the last 5 years. It's because, we need studios. That we celebrate 20 years of Xbox. We need studios. They got to get moved. They're scoping. We got to make sure they got brunch. We got to do this. We got to do that. It takes time. Take patience. It takes time. Meanwhile, $15, $15. Thank you. I love you. Come to FanFest. $15. Take pictures with me and Phil and Greenberg. Hug me. $15. You want a refrigerator? Sure. $15 a month. Here's donuts. I love Xbox donuts. $15 a month. We're going to tell you why we fucked up in the Xbox One generation. Can I buy a Red Ring poster? Sure. $15 a month. You're paying Gamepass and Gamepass. I got a cap for Gamepass. The best value in gaming. Keep going and going. Where are the games, Phil? I'm excited about what I didn't announce. Did you hear about my Kumbaya Marshmallows? It's all about inclusive game. All bullshit. Just show the games. Herman?
Enough from me. We're gonna have the games do our talking.
That is the best line of any goddamn video game executive I've ever heard. Shut up, Jim Ryan. I don't care what you have to say, you Gordon Ramsay son of a bitch. I don't care. Herman Holtz and his buttons. I don't care, Herman Holtz. Do your splits. I don't care what you got to say. I don't care if you take pictures with me. I don't care. Show the goddamn games that I'm going to pay for and play.
We're gonna have the games do our talking.
That's the whole point. It's easy. Subi, it's so simple.
Yeah, just like Mooch says, what have you done for me lately?
Exactly. What have they done for lately? Jesus. Yeah, exactly. Ricey 79 with the 10. Thank you. He goes, the management problem response is really tiresome. Microsoft is hanging with me making money. The management is working exactly how they want it. Expecting AAA games when Microsoft is about services is the problem. And Ricey, that's exactly it. That is a perfect segue. And I saw some people leaving the viewers. Get them back because here is the interview, and that is a great segue. Exactly. It's their choice. The excuses that, it takes time to make games. They have to buy the developing studios. They're scoping, brunch, not crunch. All this stuff. You want to hear it? You goddamn got it. So hit that like button, share this out, because here is the interview. Zuby, hold on to your seats. Don't go to sleep just yet, because this has content galore. I might have to do another video over what is in this interview. So I was browsing the interwebs. Let me preface this interview here. We're gonna hit interlude. Here we go. So I was browsing the interwebs, right? Before we do that one thing, because Zuby's here with the sales. Here's the here we go. Global lifetime sales of, wait a second. Is this the one? Yeah, this is the hype thing. So this is, before I get into the video, hit that like button. We can get some more people in here. I want more people in here to hear the video. But here we go. This, I wanted to show, just to jump back to the sales thing, because this is what I was trying to find. This is what I was trying to say. Zuby, look, if you can see, like, This is what we have here for the global. This is VG charts, and we're going to show VG charts because Aaron Greenberg approves of it. So he says that it's fine, so we say it's fine. Global, here we go. Xbox Series S and X. 2 price point consoles, a $300 and a $500, so that's 2, right? Sold 131,000. Global hardware estimates, 14.8 million. PlayStation 5's at 19.8 million. Meanwhile, they announced actual sales, right? But they're outselling. Here's the outselling here. PlayStation 4 sold 10,900. The Xbox One sold 600. So tell me where these Xbox One dudes are going. They are going here. They're upgrading. They're not wasting their time with an Xbox One. They're going right to the booster. PS4 people are still probably either buying PS4s or sticking around with this. Look at 10,000 to 600 globally. Let's see what's going on in Americas. Oh, look at this. Switch, yeah, we know what it does. Xbox is 75,000. PlayStation, 37,000. It's over. Stop the count. PlayStation 4 is 6,500. And Xbox One is at 494. Zuby, is this going to the whole upgrade thing? Look at Europe, where Zuby is.
Oh.
Zuby, PlayStation 5 is outselling 49,000 to 33,000. PS4 is at 4,000 where you are. Xbox One is at 95. Huh. Where are those Xbox guys going? They're upgrading.
Yeah.
They're going to the other console. Asia. PlayStation at 29,000. Xbox at 17. PlayStation 4 is at 154. Xbox One is at a whopping 9. Where are they going? Oceania, Australia, New Zealand. Big Xbox place. PlayStation 5, 7,000. Xbox, 4,000. PlayStation 4, 158. Xbox One, a huge 6. Where are they going? Xbox One's a dead console. PS4 still has life because PlayStation's making some decent-ass games for the PS4. Like Horizon, like God of War, like Gran Turismo, like Miles Morales. There's still some life left in the PS4. So people may not be upgrading as quickly to the PS5 because it's not available. But these Xbox One dudes, they're getting the hell out of there because that generation's been dire, and they're moving to the Xbox. Whatever's available. Give me whatever Xbox is available. Phil says it's good. Let's do it. But anyway, we will see. And you know what? I am sure once these PlayStation numbers blow Xbox out of the water later this year, early next year, everybody will be like, sales don't matter. It's about Phil Spencer's underwear size. And that's what they're going to say. That's what they're going to say. It's all Phil saved Xbox. I don't care. Sales don't matter. Okay. Because that's what they said before for the last 10 years. Please. Get ready. You want to hear clowns. Here we go. The grinders getting in here. Here we go. Here's this interview. So I'm browsing the internet, right? The Phil interview. Let me see now. Where is it? Let me see if oh man, I didn't lose it, right? Here it is. So I'm browsing the internet looking for, what the hell is I was looking for something on, I was trying to find something with Phil Spencer interview. There was something I wanted that he said that I was trying to find out where he said it. I know he did say, Zuby, I don't know if I was correct. He did say something where the Xbox One X, the Series X or something like that, was like beyond the generation, like beyond the PlayStation 5. I remember him saying something like that.
Yeah, I think what he meant was just the first 3 months of the year.
Oh, really? Okay, because he was saying something like the power is so powerful that it actually exceeds the generation. I remember him saying it. I was trying to find that. But anyway, I found this thing, and this is where what really drives me crazy is when I see and hear people telling me or telling everybody here that Xbox is in a better place now because now they got the studios to bring the games. And I said, but they brought games. Like, since they went to this Gamepass stuff, that's when the games started lacking. And that was my concern with Game Pass. Game Pass was going to change the mentality of Xbox to be more budget service, more with less scoping, all this weird shit that does not generate amazing quality games that they were releasing in certain generations, like with the Gears 2 and Halo 4 and 3 and you know, and things like that, like these big games that they had. Yes, Halo and Forza and Gears, but dude, they were quality games. Now we can't even hit that. Halo is a friggin' travesty. So I went back to Phil Ness. And there was an interview with Phil. And it was right when the Xbox One launched. And I'm going to let you hear it first, and then we're going to comment on it. And there were some other gems in here that I kind of wanted to go, but we will see, pressing for time to go here. But let's see Phil. So basically, it was Podcast Unlocked. They were hyping up Titanfall exclusivity. But he was also interviewing him as he led into the Xbox One launch. This is Phil Spencer. This is not another executive. Phil Spencer. October 2013. All right? Listen. Here we go. And then think about what you see on the internet and the narrative. But here we go.
And simply identify and target
game that you're going to be able to play on Xbox One.
Here we go.
We'll continue to work with them. I don't see it as a barrier game that you're going to be able to
Wait.
So I look at the original launch. We want to do a great job with the launch lineup. I might think that we have a nice launch lineup. You say it's okay, right? I mean, we can have that discussion.
Nice is fine. I'm good with nice.
But for me, the competition really starts to play out next holiday and the holiday beyond.
Yeah.
So when I think about when Titanfall launches, would it have had an impact? Absolutely, right? A game that's that spectacular would have had an impact. But I actually am really happy with, like I said, where it's coming, because I think when you look at the people who are going to line up, the Xbox fans, the PlayStation fans, you've got certain faction out there which you can see play out.
Sure.
And people just have their allegiance, and I think those people will buy the console that they care about. And when we look at our pre-order numbers, and when we look at the kind of anticipation in the market we're hearing from retailers, I think we're gonna sell about every piece of hardware that we can build, knock on wood. But then when you start playing it forward and you say, well, what happens in that second holiday? When do the other franchises come?
Right.
And you have a lot more hardware in the market. I think it's going to be a very good time. So yeah, I'm sure it would have had an impact at launch. But honestly, if we could pick, I think it's coming at a perfect time for us.
All right, only a couple more Titanfall
Here it comes.
things.
No, it's fine.
It's
that was
a
a
great game on your
Yeah.
platform. The internet seems to believe that if they just keep posting as fact over and over that this game is eventually going to come to PlayStation 4, that it will simply become fact. What is the nature of its exclusivity to Microsoft platforms?
Well, obviously the relationship between us and the publisher, us and the developer, is not something that we'll talk about in the press.
Sure.
But I will say that, I don't know what's a good way to say it. I don't think anybody has seen or heard of Titanfall running on any other console.
Right.
I think you have people going into the studio and playing the game, people interviews with the studio leadership there. I don't think you've ever heard anybody allude to the game coming out on another platform. And you could contrast that with something like Destiny.
Yeah.
Love Bungie, right? And I think they have a relationship with PlayStation, clearly, when you look at what they're doing. But at the same time, it shows up in our launch literature. I think everybody knows that Destiny is going to be a game that you're going to be able to play on Xbox One. I don't think you see that same twist out there when you talk to the studio, you talk to the publisher, you hear us talk about it. So without going into a lot of detail about the actual relationship, I'll just say I think we feel good about our relationship with Titanfall and how it's going to be an important driver for Xbox.
Now, obviously, at some point along the way, you realize that Titanfall is something special. There is something going on with this game. The world saw it, the public saw it at E3, and then confirmed it at Gamescom when we all got to play it.
Yeah.
Do you ever call Vince and try to Vince Impella, the studio head, and talk about trying to buy that studio and really and have that bring them into the Microsoft family officially?
You know, it's interesting. First, on when we saw something special for us, it was kind of the same time. It was and we start our prep for E3 like now, so we're starting our prep for the next E3 already. But you started to get glimpses of how that game was coming together. And I think we knew that this was going to be something that was incredibly important to us, and started to frame how it showed up in our E3 presentation, how we talked about it on the floor, and then looking at the other game shows and make sure we had a great presence for it on the floor. And that's paid off really well. You know, I think to some out there, there's a fixation with which studios you own, which studios you work with. And for better or for worse, I'm not fixated on that. I mean, I lived through the 360 generation and a great relationship with Epic.
Sure.
And we built Gears of War, and really that franchise was born on the 360 and hit incredible heights on the 360. And whether we owned Epic or simply worked with Epic was not part of the conversation on whether that game was going to be great. And certain people will look at how many Microsoft badged employees do you have in first party versus Sony badged employees, and when they start to weigh the different first parties. And I know there are some people that want to own their own studio, be independent, drive their business in completely their own way, manage their own culture, and I respect that. And if the people want to work that way, we'll continue to work with them. I don't see it as a barrier to what we can do together. Whether it's Remedy, whether it's Insomniac, whether it's Crytek.
Sure.
And so the relationship with Respawn, obviously they have a publisher today for their game, but it's a strong relationship, and we feel great about what they're bringing to Xbox, and something that I hope to continue.
So that brings me to an interesting question: is your predecessor Ed Freeze?
Boom.
Shane Kim was in the middle.
That's true.
Hear this.
Shane still hates me for the Crackdown 1 review, by the way. Shane Kim, I love you, but
what did you give Crackdown 1?
7.
Oh man,
we're done. Go back and read the review. It's fully anyway.
Yeah, we did give Crackdown 3.
A little inside
5.
baseball. Too far down the rabbit hole here, but Ed Freeze went, and I mean, granted, he was trying to build a portfolio from scratch. There was no Xbox, but he was effectively, I interviewed him once, he was effectively given a blank checkbook and told, go out and get us some games, go get us some, and he started, he bought, there was Lionhead, there was Bungie, there was all these things.
Rare, yeah.
Rare, of course, being the big one, financially speaking. So now from what you're saying, it sounds like you look at it as, that's not the best strategy for Microsoft. I mean, you've started some internal studios, but it sounds like from what you're alluding to that you would rather spend less money and sort of have less overhead and simply identify and target partners and try to work with them from for lack of a better term, second party perspective. Is that fair to say these days?
What I'd say is I'm focused on getting the best games on the platform, the best exclusive games. And we're completely open to buying studios, and we've done that. But the goal is not to buy a studio. The goal is to actually work with the best talent on the planet to bring the best games to your platform exclusively. That's, to me, the role of first party. I'm happy to have a large headcount-driven first-party organization.
Yeah.
There's no aversion. That's not a financial, because the financials with an external deal versus having employees is really not that different when you add in royalties and other things. So it's not like you're actually saving a tremendous amount of money. We don't consider them second-party deals because we fully fund the development.
Of course.
I mean, the number of people that we've had from Redmond at Crytek over the last 6 months working hand-in-hand with Crytek on Rise has been tremendous. It's a lot of people. It's been a great relationship, and we treat those games as much a first-party game as an internally developed game. Yeah. It's just true that certain studios have their own business objectives. Maybe they're shipping things on other platforms.
Right.
Maybe they're playing in different lines of business. They've got an engine business. They've also got a game business. So we just look at the pitches that are out there that we get, and we have great relationships with the development community and try to make sure that we're bringing the best games to our platform, because in the end I think the gamers play the games.
Of course they do.
They don't play the studios. They don't play the resolution numbers, right? They play the games, and we want to make sure the best games are there.
But if you're in a position where
what was that?
Okay,
you heard that?
We should pick up these guys and make this official for whatever the reason. Do you have because Microsoft itself is a very different entity than it was 8, 9, 10 years ago. Do you have that in your? Do you get the green light if you say I think we should buy these guys? Is that something that Microsoft itself believes in as well?
Yeah, absolutely. And we've talked about it, starting more studios. And in some ways, when you find a core group of leaders that want to go and start something new, and you can build around them, and you can start with a new IP, Black Tusk would probably fall into this example.
Which you criminally teased at E3 for about 10 seconds, and then we haven't heard a thing from it since.
That's right. Well, we're focused on launch. Pretty soon, very soon, we're going to focus on the next year, because I feel really good about the portfolio next year. I think we've got a great mix of original IPs, some sequels coming, some big games, some smaller games. I think once we get through launch and go headstrong into what we're going to ship in the next 12 months, I think people will be excited about that. But finding the right talent that you want to build around, and maybe this is what we did with 343 Industries when we started on Halo. We hired Bonnie, hired Kiki, we had Frank. We hired a team and then started to layer more and more talent, Josh Holmes, into that studio. And they created their own culture, and they were all there to do one thing. They all were there. They came to that studio because they wanted to take Halo and turn it into something that was theirs and continue to grow the franchise. And I think they did an amazing job. We have that same history with Turn 10 and how we started Forza. And they've turned into a great racing studio that does an amazing job. And I know it takes a little bit longer, and maybe people like the quick, hey, why don't you just go buy this studio and bring them in? And we're completely open to that. Microsoft has the money. I have the green light, so to speak, in your terms, to go and acquire studios. Again, I just think it's the goal for us is to bring the best games to the platform. And if a studio wants to maintain its independence but work with a first party, I think that's fine. And I think it's great, actually. And I think our ability to partner with those people and bring the best games to our platform is as strong as it would be if they were owned by us.
Right. Well, I hope you're ready to back up the Brinks truck to Vince, because I have a feeling Titanfall is going to be a very big deal. You'll want to maintain the association with Xbox.
Which they didn't. Wow. Oh. I think before we even talk.
Hold on.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh, no.
Holy Spirit,
no. Oh, no.
activate. Holy Spirit, activate. Activate. Activate.
One of the things I really love about being here is the families that are here. And we see parents with the family.
I'm not no insider. And I'm not in party chats. I don't have hearsay from somebody told me something, or I hear that this is this. I'm not an insider. I'm just a smart dude, and I remember shit. That's basically what it is. I'm not an insider. I know what was told to me, what I used to listen to, what used to get me excited about Xbox, and have that just devolve into the shit that we're in right now, and have been in the last half decade. While people are on Twitter, on YouTube, telling me it's better now. Phil had the green light and open checkbook to buy whatever he wanted. This was in 2013, before the Xbox One launched. Phil said he could buy anything he wants. They just didn't want to do it. Because you don't need to own studios and buy studios to get great games. So what is the excuse since 2017? Microsoft had to buy studios and we have to wait for them to make games? Dude was listing off partnerships and games. They didn't own them. I've said this before. They did not have to own the studios to get the games. They didn't own Epic to get Gears. And then I even used PlayStation as an example. Just now, $7 billion went to Bethesda to delay 2 stupid-ass games to next year. Meanwhile, Sony didn't have to buy them to get Deathloop and Ghostwire Tokyo in and out. You don't need to own the studios to bring great games to your platform. They chose not to bring games to their platform. They turned down, we're seeing it. That was another thing, right, Zoob? They said that they turned down Knights of the Old Republic. They turned down and so Sunset Overdrive 2. They turned down Spider-Man and Marvel when they come shopping at the door.
And the thing with that is supposedly the statement was like the license. They want to concentrate on their own. What I think it really meant was like they didn't want to have the hassle of paying for that license that basically wasn't theirs. But at the end of the day, they had to deal with Sunset Overdrive with Insomniac Games, and they could have greenlit Spider-Man with Insomniac Games, and they didn't.
They chose not to do it. It
Yeah,
wasn't the game.
that is shocking.
Exactly. It wasn't us. It wasn't the gamers. It wasn't the Xbox fans. It was Phil and friends. Xbox, Microsoft deciding not to bring games to you. And this is what I don't understand. It's that you're making excuses for the company denying you content for the platform that you purchased with your money. They chose not to greenlight these games. They chose not to bring this to you. Phil said, I don't need to own them in order to bring great games. My job is to bring great games to the platform. Where are they? I showed you the other one where he goes, I don't want to put trailers on a screen and have people of games that are not coming anytime soon. What changed? But we're better now? The Microsoft is better now. Showing trailers to games, we have no idea what they look like or when they're coming. And then they get delayed on top of that. When we don't even see gameplay. We're better now than what we were. Phil says gamers play games, not studios or resolution. Did you hear that?
You have that.
Where is it?
I think that's fine.
Oh, it's getting
I think it's great, actually. And I think our ability to partner with those people and
Partners.
bring the best games to our platform is as strong as it would be if they were owned by us.
The partner relationship is strong as if they own. And then hear the other thing.
Well, I hope you're ready to back up the.
He says that the head count with royalties and stuff, the difference of us partnering with them or owning them, the cost is the same. We're not saving money by us owning them.
Your predecessor, Ed Freeze. Is he
Shane
technically-
Kim was in the middle.
That's true. Shane,
I'll
still
play
hates
it
me
again
the
for
Crackdown
those in the back.
review, by the way, Shane Kim, I love you, but
What did you give Crackdown?
a 7.
Oh, man, this is
Fully
we're done.
Go
We're
back
done.
and
His
read the
favorite
review.
franchise.
Fully
Yeah,
done.
he
Anyway,
really stood by Crackdown 3.
Little inside baseball, too far down the rabbit hole here, but Ed Freeze went and, I mean, granted, he was trying to build a portfolio from scratch. There was no Xbox, but he was effectively, I interviewed him once, he was effectively given a blank checkbook and told, go out and get us some games. Go get us some. And he started, he bought, there was Lionhead, there was Bungie, there was all these things.
Rare, yeah.
Rare,
Oh, yeah,
of course,
Rare.
being the big one, financially speaking. So now from what you're saying, it sounds like you look at it as that's not the best strategy for Microsoft. I mean, you've started some internal studios, but it sounds like from what you're alluding to that you would rather spend less money and sort of have less overhead and simply identify and target partners and try to work with them from lack of a better term, second party perspective. Is that fair to say these days?
What I'd say is I'm focused on getting the best games on the platform.
Getting the best games on the platform. Not about who I own or who I do. And then listen to his justification of it.
The best exclusive games. And we're completely open to buying studios, and we've done that. But the goal is not to buy a studio. The goal is to actually work with the best talent on the planet to bring the best games to your platform exclusively. That's, to me, the role of first party. I'm happy to have a large headcount-driven first-party organization.
Yeah.
There's no aversion. That's not a financial, because the financials with an external deal versus having employees is really not that different when you add in royalties and other things.
Sure.
So
Financials are not any different when you add in the royalties and do all that stuff.
like you're actually saving a tremendous amount of money. We don't consider them second-party deals because we fully fund the development.
Of course.
I mean, the number of people that we've had from Redmond at Crytek over the last 6 months working hand-in-hand with Crytek on Rise has been tremendous. It's a lot of people. It's been a great relationship, and we treat those games as much a first-party game as an internally developed game.
Yeah.
It's just true that certain studios have their own business objectives. Maybe they're shipping things on other platforms.
Right.
Maybe they're playing in different lines of business. They've got an engine business. They've also got a game business. So we just look at the pitches that are out there that we get, and we have great relationships with the development community and try to make sure that we're bringing the best games to our platform. Because in the end, I think the gamers play the games.
Of course they do.
They don't play the studios. They don't play the resolution numbers, right? They play.
Boom. That's what I was looking for. Gamers play the games. They don't play the studios. They don't play the resolution numbers. What has the conversation been the last 7 years? Resolution. Again, sorry, Zuby. You could take it. What has it been?
No, yeah, it's just done a 180.
Right? That's all it's been. It's so crazy that he said those two specific things in 2013, and now in 2016. 2017 and onward, since the Xbox One X, I just showed you the celebration. 4K this, resolution this, 4K. Gamers don't play the studios. Gamers don't play the resolution. Gamers play the games. And my job is to bring great games to the platform. So who wouldn't like this guy coming in saying that stuff? But then just a few years later, It 180. And then people say it's better now than what it was. Most powerful console ever. People don't play the resolution. Zuby, is this like grinders in the chat? Is this gold? Like, is this like ridiculous? And if Xbox fans were Xbox fans, I listened to this. I heard this. How can I sit here now and go, no, man, we're good now, man? They got 30 studios. Phil admitted that. You don't play the studios. You play the games. So how can you be excited about studios? And he said, and I went back and go, when we were back in this time, nobody said Microsoft had to buy studios. They wanted Titanfall locked in. And he didn't buy them.
Because, like, at least on the Xbox One generation, like, you had the second-party deals like Titanfall, Dead Rising. There's so many deals like that. And this time, there's only indies like Scorn and Slime and Summerfest is one. Like, it's totally, like, the second-party deals even going down in scale as well. So they're not like what Phil Spencer's saying there. They're not like the AAA or the AA. These are indie games, to be honest.
Right? They focus on that too. He was talking about big blockbuster and even emphasizing the word exclusive. Exclusive games. Now the question is now you want to hear the real humdinger. Why are they buying all these studios? Why did they spend $77 billion in publishers? If Phil says it right here, we do fine bringing great games with our partnerships. We don't consider them second party. And the finance of the overhead is the same thing. And he had the book open back then in 2013 to buy whoever he wanted. So why, if that's the case, if he could bring great games to the platform without owning a studio, I ask you now, why are they buying these studios? And nonetheless, big publishers. Like, why?
Gamepass, they can't sustain it. Like, they can't. You need content, like, literally
and
almost.
You said the word content, not games, and that's the exactly what it is. It turned into a content, not a game, not bringing great games. It's about flooding a service with content, which diminishes the value of what a game is to a gamer because it's now just considered content. they probably look and go, we got 5 games for this month. Okay, 5. Okay, good. We need 6. Oh, wait, let's get 3 more. All right, good. 2 more. And it's like almost like it's not even, what kind of games you giving them? It doesn't matter. We got 5 games. Give it to them. We need content for the month. But the game's not ready. I don't care. Send out a "we're sorry" email. We heard them. Have them talk in the forums. Put it in there. We need it for November content. It disgusts me how the same person, this is not a former president, this is the same person who said, my job is to bring great games to the platform. Exclusively, we can throw that out the window. And I don't need to own studios to do that. They didn't. We had great partnership with Epic and brought Gears 1, 2, 3, and Judgment without us owning Epic. This is what I'm telling you. They didn't need to own anybody to bring you games. So this waiting cycle that you guys are in, that is self-inflicted by Phil and Microsoft. They are choosing not to bring games to you. This is not because they can't do it. It's because they don't want to do it. Now, is it because you stacked Game Pass for 3 years? I don't know. But that's the questions you need to ask Phil. Why are you not bringing games? Why are you delaying games years? A year? 6 months? Why? You have all these studios now under your head count, but you don't have the games. But in 2013, you didn't need to own the studios to bring games. It's a complete 180. Complete.
You're my
Except
number one customer.
We were getting games previously, and you're not getting them now.
Like even if you look at those second party deals, just like
they don't do that.
Phil Spencer didn't do those.
No,
like it was Don Matrick.
Exactly.
Like say what you want about the guy, but he when it was the 360, he took it to Sony. Like in terms of those games, like he brought Final Fantasy and brought a lot of Japanese games to Xbox. Like that wasn't there before. I'm not saying that they're not here now as well, but like he did a lot of work with the second party, especially. I think like Phil Spencer's probably not about that. There was some in the Xbox One generation, but not many in now.
Yeah, exactly. Like he stopped those deals too. Like that's the other stuff, like the Forspoken deal, the Final Fantasy 16 deal that Sony does, the Kena deal, the Seafood deal, the Fist deal, and it goes from indie games to AAA games. The Bethesda deals with Ghostwire Tokyo and Deathloop. Those balance out their first party of Ratchets, God of Wars, Returnal, Horizon, Last of Us, Ghost of Tsushima. Like those also balance out. Microsoft's not even doing that. And again, that is on them. They are not choosing to bring you games, but you celebrate him. You celebrate Xbox. You're celebrating the brand that is starving you of content when they used to bring you content, no questions asked, no studio purchases, no getting on an E3 saying we bought 5 studio dudes. No getting on a stage and saying we own $7 billion of Bethesda. Meanwhile, we can't get a game out the goddamn door to you. Sony, they're done. They got 2 exclusive games for over a year without even talking about $1 billion. We don't even know how much they paid for those games. No questions. There you go.
Like even the Marvel deal, they went to Xbox first. They didn't go to PlayStation first.
They chose
went to Xbox, and they said no.
Exactly. And that's the thing. They said no. Marvel went to them in 2014, a year after this interview, shopping around all the Marvel IP. And Phil, what about his partnerships then? He didn't want it. We're going to focus on our first party. Okay. Good luck with that, because that shit went dried up real fast. And you shut down studios 2 years later. Right, see the 79 at the 5, he goes, it's classic Microsoft strategy. If you can't beat your competition, attempt a monopoly by buying out already establishing properties. Dude, that's exactly what they're doing. Thank you for the super chat. Yes, that's exactly what they're doing. And know what else, too, to add on to that, the reason why they're buying these publishers is for what Zuby says, like putting content in a service that they can't. They want these autopilots. They don't want to worry about all like these studios and maintain them with booty and scoping and all this other stuff. And his 2 sugars and 1 cream and coffee orders. They want to make sure that they have their own booty that's giving them their coffee orders. Booty can't be split that far. The thing is that they need these autopilot publishers that are just making games, and Microsoft just like, yeah, just put them in our service. And that's the reason why they're buying people, because that's when Phil wanted to get games to the platform. Then they got Game Pass. Well, not everybody wants to be in Game Pass. And just as news dropped today, how the yet again another big company coming out just to add to the whole thing. Take-Two, our good friend CEO, basically says, Take-Two CEO says having its games on a subscription service on day one doesn't make sense. Strauss reiterates his belief, Zelnick, that older games are better suited for subscription services. We've supported various subscription services and we're happy to do so. Our skepticism has been around making frontline console products available day and date with subscription. Yes. That doesn't make sense to us because economically speaking, we don't think consumers are prepared to pay for that. Why would they? And we can't afford to turn our business upside down in a way that doesn't make sense economically. Pause.
Even just like if you don't mind me saying, like,
good. Sorry.
Yeah. If you don't mind me saying, like, even
You're my number one customer.
like Bill Gates, like he even said, like, this was years ago. He said that it should have been Microsoft that owned Android and not Google. Even the same, like the internet, same thing with that. And if you look at that, like Microsoft will spend billions. Like even the Activision deal was proof of that. That they want that smartphone model where it's low cost monthly fee or low cost entry price, and they want those like cheap games pumped in and out. That's all they want. Like they want that Apple Arcade model, exactly that, and they will do anything to get that.
Exactly.
And that's what they're trying to do with this Game Pass model.
Exactly.
Like if you have to look at what these executives say. I always say that, and like Bill Gates, like that was years ago. He said that, and like it follows what Microsoft are doing, like this service-based subscription, and it's like low entry barrier point, and it's cheap.
Exactly. That's like it's this race for the bottom that they want to put in minimal effort and maximum product, maximum profit. That's what they want to do. Minimal effort, maximum product. To have the studios like chill out, don't stress them out, let them put out when they want to do it. Minimal effort. We don't have to pay them overtime. We don't have to strain them. We keep them retained. They make the game when it's ready. It comes out. If it is what it is, like let's just put it basically in a service. Like we have an excuse there. We're not asking $60 for it, or we can, and silly people could buy it. But we'll put it in a service, so there won't be a lot of complaints about it. We'll fix it over time, so we have that safety net, and just make sure we have that stuff ready for the content because we need 5 or 4 games, and that's what it is. It's a race for the bottom. But these companies that are making big premium games are not going in the service. And that's why Microsoft is buying. That's the answer to the question why they're needing to buy all these companies and buy these publishers when Phil said he could bring great games to your platform without owning them. That's the key. So when everybody says, oh, he needs to own Activision to bring great games, first off, those games were coming already to Xbox, right? They were coming anyway. So he's spending all this money to bring the same game. Nonetheless, now he's putting the games on PlayStation. It's like, why are you spending all this money? What's the purpose? So now big publishers are not putting their big games in your service to entice people to subscribe. It's all these indie games, Remember, Xbox says, tell me you play indie games without telling me you like indie AAA games. They already said it themselves. AAA games, the Xbox Game Pass is not for you. You got to play indie games in order to get the value out of it. And this guy continues. He goes, so there's always been an intersection between what the consumer wants and what the publisher is able to do. It doesn't make sense to do that. This sounds exactly what PlayStation said. It doesn't make sense for us to do the frontline properties, in our opinion. I think Sony minimally agrees with us because they've said so. It can be potentially great for catalog properties, these properties that have been in the market for a while. If their price has been reduced, it can make economic sense to offer those on a subscription basis. This company does not operate based on one person's opinions, including mine, but it makes sense we'll support a subscription service. And one terrifying things in the world of video games was such on the cutting edge of everything, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Safe goes that. But he basically says his opinion. We are making games for the... He basically pulled... And you know what else? This is not even in this media. Look at what's his name said. Tom Cruise. He pulled a Tom Cruise. I make movies for the theater. I don't make them for Paramount Plus.
Holy.
That's what Tom Cruise said. I make movies for the theater. I want that immersion. My movies are made with the experience and the sound and the immersion and action. That I make movies for the theater. And that's what Sony and Take-Two, that's what they're saying. Rockstar, we make movies for the gamer that's willing to get the best experience possible. We're not making movies for the dudes that don't know what a controller is, because that's who Xbox is targeting. They don't care what Gears is. They don't care about Halo. That's why they could go, Halo's fun for me. Look at the grenade. Meanwhile, a Halo fan will say, this is the worst Halo ever. This is the least content we've ever had in Halo. But somebody who doesn't know what a controller is like, oh, this is fun for 5 minutes. You know, Zuby, what are you going to say?
Yeah, it's totally like is a premium experience. Like you've said it on this podcast a million times. Like, playing God of War on a 5-inch screen. That's not what it's about. It's about on a big 4K screen playing like one of the greatest like properties.
Headphones,
headphones, DualSense. That is a premium experience. You can't experience that on a phone. That won't happen.
Over xCloud and
like that. Something has to give. You can't pump in $150 million into a product and then the output is like $15. It doesn't make sense. You need that.
It doesn't make sense in anything.
It doesn't make sense. It's common sense. Like anyone who's told you any different.
Exactly, it's common sense. It's Gordon Ramsay is not making his beef Wellington and then going out on the corner street market and selling it for $1. He's not doing that. You're coming in there and you're paying like $30, $40 for his beef Wellington. Like he's not perfecting the beef Wellington and then throwing it out on the curb.
Yeah, even though his strategy, like the games that are going to PC, is like after 18 months, 2 years, when the product's not making any money. And
that's what he says.
That's extra income that will go into the next game, and then it's just like he says, a virtuous cycle. Success brings success. That's how it goes. Like
it makes total sense. I was going to say that. Wait, gonna stay play first. Magnum Visuals, the 2. He goes, Xbox is like the Amico Pro. Oh damn. Oh damn, Amico Pro. Race for the bottom, dude. You ever call it the goddamn, what is it, the Drake machine? What the hell? Who's making one? Who made the friggin' bootleg console? Nah, what's his name? It wasn't Drake. It was somebody else. It was the Soldier Boy console. There it is. No, but like, exactly what you're saying with the PC, it's all strategic. It's all strategery. Yeah. Like, basically what it is, it's that, and this is where, oh my God, every time Sony talks about putting games on PC, the same folks, the whole slate. You know what? Keep waiting. Your balls are going to be swimming in the goddamn toilet bowl by the time they release these games. They're going to be so old. Keep waiting. The whole slate. Yeah, keep jerking off to the whole slate. Enjoy yourself, because guess what? Keep waiting. Because that's all you do. Go so you can run your benchmarks. And don't even play the game. You can run the benchmarks. But when they always talk about PC, going to PC and stuff, it's the same dudes. Oh, it's all coming. You just do it to trigger people. But I know damn well you're going to buy it twice. Because you're not waiting. But this is what I want to say on this whole PC thing. And I'm tired of saying this shit all the time. But here it is. They are not doing what Microsoft did to PC gaming, okay? Microsoft basically turned your PC into an Xbox, okay? They put your chat over there. They put everything over there. They made you feel at home. Then they released the game day and date and make the game free to play online when you got to pay on console. They made the PC experience better than the console experience. Save you money as well. And moved your whole profile over like you never left. PlayStation is doing it strategically where they are putting a game that sold, went into their service, had its heyday, and now able to put it over to PC for cheap on end and resell it for $50 to your PC folk who will pay or pirate it and make tons of profit on it. But therefore, they're not compromising the initial game. You heard it before with Halo. Oh, we got so many configurations of consoles and PCs that we got to make sure it works with the crossplay and there's respawns and oh my god, the PC development hurt that game because they were spread too thin, especially if they're scoping. You know, they got a scope. Everybody gets scoped at Microsoft. Booty's going around with the scoping. Holy shit. I'd say this stuff writes itself. It goes right itself. Booty, I said Booty giving colonoscopies. He's giving the scoping out. Oh, shit. I can't make this shit up, man. How the hell do you talk about your studio is scoping when the person that runs your studios is named Booty? Holy shit. That sounds like a guy giving... But, like, honestly, the thing is that the strategy that Sony's doing is different, and it does not compromise. Now, they'll probably have day one games. 100%. Just like they got cross-gen games, right? Halo looked like shit because it was cross-gen, they said. But then tell me what happened with Miles Morales, Horizon Forbidden West, God of War, and Gran Turismo. I guess that cross-gen excuse didn't work. It's just Microsoft sucks at quality, and they need to improve it because of their management. Like, remember, it was the reason why people said cross-gen hurt games is because they were leading with a Microsoft game in Halo. And they're like, well, Halo looks like that because it's a cross-gen game. And then Horizon said, hold my coffee, Booty. So it shows that it's the talent of the studios and the management to ensure that you could have cross-gen games looking like next-gen games. It's quality management.
Yeah, and even if you look at their strategy, like Valkyrie Entertainment, Nixxes, their support studios, they're backing up what the main studio is doing, so they can concentrate, pump out the game what it's supposed to do on PlayStation 5, and then put it later on PC. And exactly. You got like Nixxes for that and Valkyrie Entertainment for that.
Exactly. And I've always said too, you know, the thing is that the PC gamer and the console gamer are not the same person. And that's where Phil gets the wrong. He thinks that the dude that plays on Xbox is the same guy that plays on PC, and it's the same guy that plays on a cell phone with a strap on. They're not the same people. They expect different 100%. Experiences.
100%. Like I said earlier, they want to go after that casual market, and
exactly.
That casual market is not the same as the AAA gamer. They're two different people,
and they know that. That's why they're not making these big. That's why these big AAA games are going to be compromised accordingly, because the audience that they're going for is not the audience that Phil was talking about in 2013, 2014, bringing great quality exclusive games to the platform. Because if that was the solution, there wouldn't be this delay. There's a reason why these games are being changed and pivoted and having troubling issues because they're trying to hit that sweet spot of like these develop. And that's the same thing that happened with the mutiny over at the Initiative. They wanted to make a big quadruple A game, and the other guys wanted to make indies. And they're like, well, what's the direction? I was brought here to make an indie game, like a small game, and it's like, no, we're making a big game, and it's like, oh, well, I'm out of here. Well, where was the manager to say, Booty come clapping in with his cheeks, going, dudes, this is the game we're making. Get on the same page. Let's go.
Yeah, and just you're 100% right. Like, it may not be mismanagement. It may just be what you just said. It may just be that change your game to fit this. And I believe what you're saying now. Like, it just made me realize personally, like, that's what's probably happening.
Yeah, they're adjusting these games for a service, and also too, they're probably not in a rush because another thing is they delay these games so long. They're probably not in a rush because that Game Pass number is not growing at a very increasing rate. So by delaying the game, they are allowing themselves to reach more people through Game Pass because they're hoping that the subscriptions increase by next year. So maybe he's like, guys, Starfield coming out this year, it could use some more polish. Let's give it more time, but also too, it gives us more time to grab that Game Pass audience and grow it maybe another 4 or 5 million to get people on there. So another reason why they're delaying these games so long is probably because the Game Pass numbers are not growing at the state that they want, where they could be like, hey, all right, well, at least 25 million people played the game or something like that. Well, next year it could be 30 million. Okay, well, let's try to target 30 million people that could buy DLC or buy some microtransactions or buy a battle pass or some shit like that. It's all like looking at the growth of Game Pass. Like, I'm sure that's a considering factor when you're going to launch a game like Starfield. It's like, dude, like, we have 25 million. It has not grown that much. Like, I'm not dropping Starfield right now. Let's wait a year, give them some more time, and we'll drop Starfield sometime next year, and maybe we'll get a big boost over the holiday of Game Pass subscribers, and then we'll have a larger install base to put it in Game Pass. Game Pass is causing delays, and it costs you money while they delay shit. Pricey to 79 with the 5. He goes, Microsoft don't want to take risks or invest money creating AAA games, period. The entire Xbox One generation till now is my reference. Exactly. And that's where the quote came from. They don't want to take risks. They don't want to invest money in AAA. They don't want to create games.
Because that service model, it doesn't the AAA and service model don't fit together. That's why.
No, it doesn't. Buffets and Gordon Ramsay don't fit together. Like, that's the thing. Like, high quality food, you don't go say, I'm going to a buffet because they got, the best lamb chops. You know what I mean? You go some dingy buffet for $5 for all you can eat. You're not going to get like premium filet mignons. You're not getting that. Okay, you're getting mac and cheese and chicken nuggets made with a chicken's ass. That's what you're getting for $5. Cool. People pay for quality. Like, you get what you pay for.
100%.
So with the last thing, talking about quality, let's talk about some state of play predictions. What do you think that they're going to show now? We know it's not first party. It's going to be VR focused and third party games. Do you think they're going to have any surprises?
Yeah, I think they might chuck in one surprise. Probably, I'm not sure. Probably, maybe God of War, but
that's
I
not
still believe
first party. They can't do that. They said third party.
Yeah, maybe a short teaser. I'm not sure. But
you think they might drop it at the end? Oh, damn.
Yeah, at the end. Yeah. And in terms of third party, to be honest, like that trailer they showcased, I think on the launch of PlayStation 5, that chess trailer. I think a lot of games in there that will show up, like Final Fantasy, Alan Wake. There's Sonic in there as well. I know that got shown on IGN, but maybe it's an extended trailer on State of Play.
Oh, yeah. Basically, yeah. And they're going to have the VR stuff there, so we'll see, some VR games. I'm hoping that they show, like Half-Life, Alyx, like some of those games, because they said in that article or that interview that they had with Jim Ryan and all the slides, they were saying that basically they have about 20 or so launch games that they're prepping for the PSVR. So I'm hoping some of those, like the Half-Life game, that would be crazy if they get that game. But I do think they're gonna have some first-party games. I wouldn't be surprised if they throw a Spider-Man one in there from Insomniac. Who knows? They've been doing magic, man. And Insomniac might throw a VR game going on there to hype up Spider-Man 2.
And they've got VR expertise, so
Exactly.
don't rule that out.
Yeah, I won't be surprised. They work magic. The Ratchet and Clank team probably just said, "Hey, you know what? Here's a Spider-Man VR game." Again, the VR games don't have to be 20 hours and stuff like that. They could be a good 8 hours in VR that has some crazy interaction and things like that.
Totally.
I don't think we can get you think we can get a VR release date?
To be honest, I think that would be its own event, like just like PlayStation 5 was in September when they announced the price. I think that would be like altogether the price and the release date.
Do you think? Let me ask you a question, because this is what I was thinking this initially. Like they released the PSVR in at Christmas time with the Pro. Like I can't see them releasing the VR in the spring of next year. Like I thought the VR was targeted for this holiday, and that's going to be this holiday. And the fact that they're showing VR games now kind of justifies why solidifies why I thought that it was going to go in there. Because like you wouldn't be showing VR 2 now if you plan on releasing like next summer or next holiday. So this thing's either coming, I think, this holiday or early next year. But I don't see them releasing a VR system. I think they're going to try to capitalize on the holiday audience of dropping a VR. $399 VR, Mr. Tennis says. Yeah, I think so. Especially if the PS5 is still hard to get. They could still try to get some hardware out there for, they got over 20 million sales globally. Like, it's not like the PS5 is like not being sold. It's being sold. They just can't sell it to everybody. The demand's so high, they can't get it there.
So, no, totally. Just like what you said makes sense. Like you wouldn't be showing like another Horizon, especially first party. Like they're gonna show it in state of play. So that doesn't make sense. Like if you're not gonna launch it this year, so that makes me believe that it is gonna launch this year. So I'm kind of in two places at the moment, because what I've heard is like the display of the PlayStation VR 2s is in mass production already, but is getting delayed. Like at the moment there's a lot of like logistical problems in China at the lockdown, so that's the key issue here. It's not just the shortage of semiconductors, so is getting that part to the certain factory that assembles it or needs it in a different place. So that's a big issue at the moment. To be honest, I can see it launching in September and in like February,
November.
March.
See, I was thinking God of War. Like, you think that they could do God of War in September and VR in November?
That's true. Yeah, you could see like
and then
couple.
The other game in October, Forspoken in October.
Forspoken, yeah. Like, yeah, you could see that September, October, November.
Yeah,
totally,
that's
totally plausible. Yeah, I wouldn't at the moment. I wouldn't rule that out.
Yeah,
because like you said, why would you show Horizon? It just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I would say and also too, like people during the holidays are gonna buy this hardware. Like, it's gonna be hard to do after the holidays and try to do like the dead months of January and February and try to sell a VR. A $400 another price. Like, I think you try to grab that holiday hype of going like, hey, you want a PS5. Not only do you want that, but now we got it. And also too, if the PS5 is hard to have on store shelves, at least maybe they can meet the demand. Maybe they could have a bunch of PSVRs to kind of sell the hardware. So like, Best Buys and Targets and stuff have some sort of physical PlayStation device or something to sell for the holiday. Because think about it, they might not have any. Their store shelves might be like how it was last year, where there's nothing in it, and it's like no PS5s, and you have Xbox sitting there. Like, at least if you have a VR there, you have some sort of PlayStation representation, and you do it during the holiday. That's why I was thinking that it released during the holiday.
Yeah, to be honest, what I've heard as well, just like is in mass production now, like the headset. So
and it's not doesn't have the same constraints as the VR the console with the chips, right? Because the chips are not in there. It's just a display.
Yeah, just a display. It's exactly that. And
It's just a display
like
and the tech that they created for the controllers. Like it's really
yeah,
they're not held on to like chip shortages. So therefore, they can mass produce these things, get tons of VR sets out there, and satisfy the hardware need for people, and even get people more excited about getting a PS5. Another reason for, especially with the success of the Oculus during the holiday, like that was the big thing you saw over the holiday last year was the
for sure.
Oculus. It took
Yeah,
off
yeah.
$400. I think this is going to come in around 400, around there, or maybe they might do 5 with the control. They're not going to have one without the controls. I think the controls are going to come with it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I think it's between 400 and 500. Like I think that's what I don't think it's going to be $200 for this thing. But if they come in at $300 for this, oh Jesus! I think 400, and then I think between 3 and 5. But I'm gonna lean more towards 400 for it because that's how much. And this doesn't need a camera. It doesn't need all that accessory stuff. It's pretty self-contained. It doesn't need sensors or anything like that. It's just the headset and the 2 controllers.
Yeah, to be honest, the most expensive thing will be the display and the controllers. That's it.
Yeah.
And I think it will target 400.
I think
Bang
400. Yeah, I think 400, and I think too. They and the thing is that they started this year at GD at they started this year with the VR announcement. Like I think that, to get developers on board, probably start developing for this stuff. But I'm telling you, man, oh man, imagine being on a boat and seeing this thing like come walking over in VR with the sound and the immersion, man. It's gonna be freaking crazy. And like I think the fact that they're leading these games with VR and third party games, I still think, and here's my other prediction, I think there's going to be a back-to-back state of play. I think there's going to be another one, just like they did last month, where they did the back-to-backs, where they had a state of play each week. They're going to have a state of play probably either sometime this month of June, and it's going to be the God of War reveal and release date of September. That's what I think. I think
I've
people
heard,
going like,
I've heard,
okay,
yeah, I've heard there's a separate state of play just for God of War, and it's
yeah.
going to be on the week of like June 23rd or June
Yep.
22nd.
That's what I think. I think they're piggybacking. They're doing the beginning of the month, third party VR, and at the end of the month, they're going to do God of War with the God of War release date. Because I think everybody going, oh, well, God of War's not here. It's a fail. Sony, it's not going to be ready. No, man, I'm telling you, they're coming. They're coming.
Yeah,
They're not waiting for Microsoft to get their shit together. And Microsoft has to get that June 12th is going to have to be. And though it's crazy, even if Microsoft has a crazy show on June 12th, if none of those games are coming this year, it's not going to do anything for them. And if they go radio silent again till next E3, like they did with this one,
yeah,
it's going to be irrelevant. Like I just think like, and with Sony and Nintendo firing on all cylinders, like, and Sony showing VR, man, that's just a whole other aspect of getting newer games and new experiences that Microsoft can't even hold a candle to. They don't have anything comparable. They even dropped that whole kind of like Samsung VR, we do VR too, me too type stupid thing. They even dropped that. They have nothing.
And to be honest, just like most likely God of War hits 2022, and just imagine how confident and like confident they must be in their pipeline.
I know,
to
right?
drop it in this year. Like that's how much content is coming to PlayStation 5. It's
Yeah,
unbelievable.
I would drop a God of War September, man. That's what I would do.
Yeah,
And then
I
you
would do
got
the same.
Spider-Man next year, and I don't know when Final Fantasy 16, and then they even got that partnership with, and then they got Forspoken, another exclusive, Final Fantasy 16 exclusive. I don't know if they're gonna show gameplay tonight to the Old Republic tomorrow. But man, and every time I talk about it, I get myself excited about it, but I just can't believe that this is one company just bringing all this content to a platform, VR, and even PlayStation Plus is going to launch with those backwards compatible games. Which, by the way, did you see everybody jumped the gun about the PAL and stuff like that, and now it's running the NTSC version on Japanese market of the PS1 game. So everybody flipping out about 50 frames. It's running the NTSC, not the PAL versions. So good luck with that.
Yeah.
So that's already kiboshed. And Last of Us remake factions, dude, it's crazy.
Yeah,
And we
yeah,
don't even know what half these studios are working on. We don't know. We don't know what, like, Ben Studio is making after they did that big AAA game with Days Gone. Yeah, we don't know what they're working on. We don't know the Cory Balrog's main game that they're working on with that the space game. We don't know.
Yeah,
But you're still getting all these games, dude. You're getting all these games with gameplay and being released already. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like 85% of their games are unannounced.
I know.
That's just shocking. Like they've yet to show their cards. They haven't shown their cards yet.
Exactly. They haven't shown. Yeah, they haven't shown any of their cards yet, and that's what's crazy. They haven't. You don't even know Naughty Dog's next game. Yeah, they might remake Last of Us, but that's not the game. Maybe they're working on Last of Us 3. Maybe they're working on a new Uncharted game to go along with the Uncharted 2 movie that they got. I don't know.
Yeah, and to be honest, like they're working on multiple projects. That means at least 2.
Exactly. And what's crazy is that we could sit here and talk about what Sony's working on and all this other stuff, and it's crazy. But like, while you're excited about what they could be working on, you have already received great stuff and you're getting great stuff. That's the difference between. Well, you could sit here and just talk about, oh, imagine this, imagine this. But it's been years of not getting the stuff that you've been waiting for. And then on top of that, you don't know what the hell they're going to show. Like, you don't know what Fable looks like. Think about this news about Fable. And then you go through this June showcase. They don't show Fable or they don't show Perfect Dark. And you're like, yo, the last thing I heard, those things are in need. They're in help.
Yeah.
And that's why when you show gameplay, it satisfies the concerns that people might have for your game. Now, people go like, Sony delayed its games. Yeah, Sony delayed Days Gone. They delayed Horizon, but they showed bits of gameplay and building up to the content. Like, if God of War gets delayed, we've seen God of War, and I'm sure they'll show more gameplay of God of War, just like they did with Horizon, going like, dude, this looks incredible. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Now, but if they show me a sign of Horizon, I don't hear anything about it. And then I hear that there's some studio issues with scoping and booty, colonoscopies coming around. And then I see this news, there's trouble, they're scaling it down and all this other stuff. Sony don't talk about it for a year on end. Now you got concerns going, oh, dude, now, show me gameplay and that will satisfy some of the concerns.
Totally.
So, it's crazy. I'm excited tomorrow. I'm not going to live stream it, but what I'm going to do is I'll do a post-reaction video because I don't know about the live streaming and, getting it all with the music and stuff. And I like to kind of watch it, absorb it, and then go live right after the show and talk about it. Because I hate to kind of watch the show and then, all that stuff.
To be honest, I like that. I've watched so many of your live streams after, and it's so much better. You can gather your thoughts and then go for it.
Yeah, and you could even go back and highlight certain things, and you could get a whole thing of how the show is paced and stuff. So that's what I'm going to do. Zuby, if you're around tomorrow, you're welcome to come by. It's been such a pleasure. I know I want to thank you so much for coming on the show. It's so late where you are. I can't imagine. I want to thank you so much for hanging in there, and I had appreciate speaking with you and having your insight, and it's great. And if you around tomorrow, right after the showcase, if you want to jump on, feel free to, man. You're always welcome in the Grindhouse.
I appreciate the invite, Jez. I just want to say thank you for what you do online. I've been watching you for years now as well, just like Mooch, and it's just like sometimes you're stressed in your own life and you come to these podcasts and you always make me laugh, to be honest, and it's such a pleasure to talk to you today as well. And I'm just very appreciative of you, like what you do for the community doesn't go unnoticed. I love your podcast and what you do.
Yeah, it's me, and that's the thing. Like, I come on in that this is who I am, and this is and if I can make people laugh and joke around with some of the stuff, because half of the stuff writes itself, and it's just like I just think of these crazy things and jokes, and And it's
Yeah,
just,
I even watch your reviews. They're really good. So
when I get reviews, yeah, when I do, I could do so many
Yeah.
reviews. I just like, oh my god, like I have so much technology here that I would love to just start reviewing. I don't know if I do another channel or not like that, but it's just been, yeah, I just like going live, interacting with the grinders and everybody in the chat, and just having, speaking on the podcast with everybody, and just having fun with it, but also too just like the frustrations of just seeing what's out there, and yeah, that just kind of, it's just amazing that I'm just happy that at least some companies are still satisfying my gaming needs, because if they all went the route that Xbox has gone in the last couple of years, I don't even know how I would stay engaged with gaming, because I can't believe the devolvement of Xbox and Halo and what they used to be to what they are now, and people saying that they're great now, and I'm like, what are you talking about? If you were an Xbox fan this whole time, this should be the most frustrating time for you, because this never happened to this extent before.
Totally.
And I was an Xbox fan, and I just put my foot down. And I'm like, enough. And I denied myself PlayStation games because I believed that Xbox was going to deliver, and they stopped delivering. And I went over, tried PlayStation games, and I'm like, I never looked back. I was like, you never gave these kind of games. And I hit Sony right when it hit its stride, and I'm like, this is incredible. And I've been loving everything that they're doing, because I'm all about immersion and just incredible games that I want to play on a big screen and enjoy, plus VR on top of that. I think that moves it forward.
Yeah, and you've got every right to think like that or voice your opinion. You're a consumer at the end of the day.
I know.
So,
I got a higher game score than the ambassadors do.
Yeah. And like I say, I respect you and your opinion, and it's a pleasure to
appreciate
talk
it,
to you.
man. I
today.
love all the work you do, man. And you should definitely get on more shows, because you have definitely a lot of knowledge and stuff. So you're welcome here anytime, and hopefully I'll do some earlier shows so I can get you on, so you're not staying up so late.
Yeah, it's fine. Thank you again.
Hey, no problem. Everybody, please go follow ZubiTech at ZubiTech on Twitter if you want the facts and the charts and the great graphs. And he's awesome, and he tells the way it is, and you can't deny what's being shown, because that is the truth of what Sony's been providing. And people don't want to hear it, and they don't want to hear you compare it to what Xbox is doing, but it's so obvious, dude. Like, it's ridiculous, like what one company's doing versus the other, and and the other company's telling us that we should do what they're doing. Get the hell out of here! Don't waste my time with that one.
Yeah, and I appreciate you sharing my images.
Hey, no problem, man. I'll give you a shout out.
Yeah, I appreciate it again. Thank you. Just see you
No
later.
problem, man. Thank you again, and grinders, thank you again. Hit that like button, share it out. Awesome show. I'm so glad that I got Zuby on here. Frogs, I don't know. I hope he's doing okay. I'll touch base with him. But yeah, thank you again, everybody. Hit that like button, share it out, sub to the Grindhouse, and we'll be doing reactions after the show tomorrow at the State of Play, and then I'll be on Saltiest Podcast later on for that. And Zuby's around, you're welcome, and we will be doing that tomorrow. So talk to you guys soon. Thanks again. Grinders, we're out. Grindhouse is closed. Tip your waiters, and be careful driving home. See you guys later.